Ronson, even if you ban them, they can keep watching the stream. How is everybody doing today? The first comment I saw as soon as I opened up the window was, we all gather here again to question our life choices. And you know what? That's really, really accurate. I don't know why all of you are here. But to be fair, if all of you are questioning your life choices, like, what does that say about me? I'm the one actually, going through this nonsense and actually compiling code for 20 or so hours. Or however goddamn long we've been doing this for. Today we have a visitor. I don't know if you had to see him. Can you see him? No. He's just out of the frame. Jeez. We have a cat here. I don't know how long he's going to be here for, or he's just going to, like, go somewhere else later. But for now we have Kitty. He'll probably just be chilling on my lap the entire time, so you probably won't see him. But, yeah, there we go. He's going to, like, chill down here. But you might see him pop up every now and then. Oh, I guess you can, like, see his back. Yeah. The cat's name is Chase. It's not my cat. We're just cat sitting, and the cat has decided that that my lap is its new home. I didn't know you had normal animals in Austria. Well, I don't know anything about Austria, but Australia, we definitely have cats. I was having 12 hours sleep. At some point, you should probably, like, get out of bed then. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the train wreck. Hopefully we don't break anything today, but I have very, very, very low expectations. Also, it's the middle of November, but I'm wearing a jumper. So, like, I shouldn't be, but it's cold. I don't know why. It's November. This is not how Australia works. But, since I cannot change the weather, I will accept it, and let's go and compile code for more hours. At some point, I should feel like at some point, I should just take a break from doing LFS and do something else for a week. But for now, we are doing what we've been doing for all this time. And what happened? Last week it was hot. What happened? No idea. Not a clue. No, he's lying. They only have kangaroos in Australia. Yeah, this is actually a kangaroo on my lap. Which distro are you compiling? It literally says it in the title. Scroll down a bit. Oh, can you guys still see dislikes? Because I know that for some people they've been disabled already. Others they haven't been. What is it like for you guys? Because on my side I can still see dislikes. So I'm not sure what's going on for everyone else. I can see them. Okay. I do know that they have been disabled for a lot of people, but YouTube always does them in... YouTube does every single one of their updates in, like, stages. I'm not saying go and dislike the stream. I'm saying, can you actually see the number? YouTube can't stop me seeing dislike. I think they can. I think they're actually pretty good at that, actually. 2 dislikes are just trolls. Yeah, there's always dislikes on this. No matter what we do, there's always dislikes. So yeah, we did a make install on XZ. Okay, luckily we didn't open up any new pages, so we're going straight into ZSTD or Z standard, I guess you'd call it. What do you want, Cap? Hey, you don't like me talking? You're just gonna, like, look at me the entire time? Z-Standard is a real-time compression algorithm providing high compression ratios. It offers a very wide range of compression / speed trade-offs while being backed by a very fast decoder. Love from Nepal. Nepal has an awesome flag. You guys just, like, you know how flags are supposed to be rectangles? No. 2 triangles. Why not? Isn't that, like, I don't know anything about, like, how, you would have, like, you have, like, a physical Nepal flag, but wouldn't that be really easy to break? Like, unless you sort of reinforce the bit connecting the 2 triangles, wouldn't that, like, really easily rip? I don't know. I don't own a Nepal flag. I presume there's some way they sort of stop that from happening, but it seems like sort of a design error, even though it looks pretty cool. Did you already clone the VM? Yeah, I cloned it last week. We haven't cloned it since then, so if I break something, then we lose all of the stuff that happened last week and this week. What's fun of having a failsafe? You should have one life coin run. Yeah, that's true. Two right triangles because fuck convention. Exactly. There is a mathematical geometry proof on how to make the Nepal flag. It's kind of funny. That doesn't surprise me. Also, I just realized we have no music. There, music. Now, you can enjoy my descent into insanity. I was going to say sanity, but no, we don't want to descend into sanity. That would mean we're actually not making progress with LFS. ZSTD? Yep. This is actually really, like, uncomfortable to have the cat right here. Maybe if I lean my arm on the cat's head. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be happy about that one. It's fine. I'll just work around him. Maybe if I move move the keyboard over here. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I'll just not be looking at the camera the entire stream. Or my chat. Well, that's fine. Brodie, can I sing for the duration of the stream? That's good. You can sing as much as you want. I don't care what you do. Yo! Welcome back, Fenrir. You didn't get bullied last time, I see. Clone the VM at the end of every stream, put it on Git. I don't think storing a VM in Git is a good idea. Maybe, like, I'll put it in a public Google Drive. Just steal Google's storage. So we cd into that one. We want to make that. So we're compiling a package. In the test output, there are several places that indicate failed. These are expected only fail in capitals is an actual test failure. Who thought that was a good idea? So when it says failed, that's not a failure. Only fail. Okay. I'm sure there's a reason for that. Install Linux on Google Drive. If you can net mount, or you can do like a network mount, you could do it. Storing VM on Git would cost a fortune. GitHub. That thumbnail is truly a work of art. Yeah, I spent about 5 minutes on it. Have you listened to Jun Fukamachi Quark? Yes, I did listen to it after the stream. Yes, last week. Yesterweek. That one, yes. Yesterweek. I disliked disable before, now they're enabled again. Yeah, that's YouTube doing stuff in rollouts, and you were in the IP block where they disabled it, but then you weren't in that block. It's weird. YouTube does stuff in very weird ways. What do you want, cat? Are you good? What are you doing? No, you don't get to rub your head on the microphone. That's not how this works. You either sit down or you go away. Or not, you're just gonna chill there? Okay, whatever. By the way, do you plan to add role icon on Discord? I did see that was a thing. Yes, and I'm lazy. So yes, I will do it at some point. Let me be honest, Australia is second home for Nepalese. There are more Nepalese than Australian. You know that? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he's just gonna chill here. Until a noise scares him away and he's gonna run. YouTube does everything in mysterious ways. Well, YouTube does, they do stuff in a, how do you describe it? It's, eventually consistent, I guess is a good way to put it. So rather than making sure all of their servers and all of their databases are always consistent, it makes them consistent over time. So eventually all of them will say, dislikes are disabled, but until that happens, well, some are going to be enabled, some aren't. Make check. Typing this with one hand is surprisingly easier than I thought. To test the result, issue make check. Okay. Brodie, have you heard the game Remnant of the Precursors? I saw you post it in pre-stream chat. I looked at it for about 2 seconds, and then I had to start the chat. Start the stream. So I didn't look much into it. I just saw a picture of it. Brodie 90s rock music stream. Can we go 80s? I'll go 80s. 80s is fine by me. That system is good to avoid major issues, but it's not consistent. That's true. That's literally the name of it. You know, maybe this is a good idea that the cat's here, because now you guys have something to watch while we're compiling code. Oh, except if my camera dies. Do 60s rock. I like if we're gonna do a rock stream, it have to be like 70s or 80s, I would say. When will Brodie become a programmer? When this channel fails. When I have to get a real job, that's when. Until then, we're gonna be compiling code, I guess. Oh, Lord. Code compilation podcast. Brodie narrates every line from standard out. That would be more than a podcast. That'd be like 20. It depends on how long the code base is, I guess. Okay, we're removing a... Oh, wait, no. We just did the make check, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, so now we want to do the make prefix. Okay, make prefix. Cool. Oh, I expect that to take longer. And we're going to remove the static library because we don't need that, I guess. Because we are avoiding static libraries. Do you use OBS? Wait, let's see. Yes. Literally, what else would I use? Like, there's no other good streaming software. I actually don't know of anything else that is even remotely close to OBS except for XSplit. And obviously, XSplit's only available on Windows and Mac. Is it on Mac? Pretty sure it's on Mac. It's not available on Linux. That's my point. There's definitely nothing that's as good as OBS that's open source, at least. That's definitely true. Z-standard compresses or decompresses files using the Z-standard format. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, we saw exactly what would happen if he tried to do that. It'd probably be fine on my system, but I'm pretty sure Luke was doing it off of one of his ThinkPads, and you know, you got whatever happened in that stream where he had a 5 FPS the entire stream. Z-standard grep runs grep on Z-standard compressed files. Yep. Z-standard less runs. Yep, sure, makes sense. And libz-standard, the library implementing lossless data compression using the Z-standard format. CD out of that, then rm-rf Z-standard. Next up is file. Will you? I hate that will is a name and also a word. Anyway, ignore my incompetence. Will introduced me to Butterfest and tonight, and it seems pretty cool. I need to do videos. I need to like plan and do videos on some of the file systems. People have asked me about that for God knows how long. Like pretty much since I started my channel, people have asked me to do like kernel videos and file system videos and bootloader videos, and I just never got around to it because there's so much stuff that I could talk about. It's just a matter of like deciding what I want to talk about now, and there's always like whenever I find something I want to talk about, there's always something else that catches my attention. I may have a very short attention span, and that really doesn't help for planning out topics. It makes me just jump around all over the place, having no idea what I'm doing. Luke have like a storage of ThinkPad for Doomsday. There's no way that I guess considering that he does so few videos, he probably can store everything on the ThinkPad, I would say. But like FFmpeg is not great at compressing video on the fly. So if he was doing daily content, he would probably have to have some sort of external storage system just for like regular use. But considering he makes a video whenever Luke makes a video, I can't even give you a time scale. Whenever he makes a video, it's probably not too bad. So, what is the disk size limit of FAT16? Because FAT32 is 6? No. What is the file? No, I'm thinking of the data transfer limit of FAT32. That's 4 gig or 8 gig or something like that. What is the disk size limit of FAT16? Is it 16 to the power of 2? That sounds way too small. That doesn't sound right. That sounds way too small. If anyone happens to know that, let me know. Actually, no, if it's DOS, then actually that could be true. Do you use any security cameras? Wondering what's the best open source solution. Also looking to breaking into your home. I will neither confirm nor deny whether I have cameras. Because that defeats the purpose of keeping them secret. As for good open source solutions, I actually don't know. It's not something that I've looked into. 64K? Oh, okay, here we go. So, maximum volume size depends on FAT type. Sure, that makes sense. FAT 12, 256 for 64 kilobyte clusters. FAT 16, 4 gig for 64-bit clusters. And FAT 32, 2 terabytes, 4 gig, 4 gig or 512. I'm missing something there. Or are you saying that for 4 gig or 512-bit clusters or sectors, it's 2 terabytes on FAT32? Brodie, don't you want people to know you have security cameras? No, because that, like, if I let people know I have them, then I can't put them in a secret location. Actually, if you want to just be like if you just want to scare people away from breaking into your house, don't even get security cameras. Just get those, like, you know, the plastic orbs you see in, like, supermarkets and stuff. And don't put a camera in there. Or put a camera in there that's broken or something. Go to, like, a thrift shop and buy, like, a camera for $2. Put that in there. Because having something that looks like a camera there is going to scare people away just as much as actually having a camera. Obviously, having an actual camera there would be more useful if someone does break in. But if you just want to scare people away and spend as little money as possible, that is a way to do it. Did we do everything? Make, check, make, install. Yeah, cool. Okay, cd ... rm-rf file. What is the Tapo 200? What is that? File tries to classify a given file. It does this by performing several tests: file system tests, magic number tests, and language tests. libmagic contains routines for magic number recognition used by the file program. Best is having one actual camera connected to the screen, visible to visitors, and a bunch of other fakes. That is one way to do it, actually, yeah. I kind of like that solution. Read line. CD into read line. Tapo 200 is a cheap security camera. What did you think of Quark? I thought that it was very long, and it's not my kind of music. But I can totally get why you would enjoy it. It's just not for me. Wait, what is this? C colon? C colon? We're installing for... Wait, what is... what does C colon mean instead? I have no idea. Any said legends here know what C colon means. Reinstalling readline will cause the old libraries to be moved to library_name.old. While this is normally not a problem, in some cases it can trigger a linking bug in ld-config. This can be avoided by the following two seds. How many chapters are there for this LFS thing? I think 13. 13 sounds about right. But I might be mistaken. Could be 14. Brodie OS. I feel like there's a better name for it than... Actually, no, that's probably better than some of the things I've thought of before. Will you do a living in Australia tutorial? Oh, that's tempting. That is very, very tempting. Dash is so annoying. Should have picked Bash for Yes, no, pick Bash for LFS build because all of the scripts are written around Bash. If you do Dash, then you are completely on your own. Bro OS. I think Brodie OS is a better option. Brodie Robertson become the next Dank Pods. I don't know how, but I'll take that as a compliment, because Dank Pods is great. The meaning of the configure option. -- with cursors. The readline this option tells readline that it can find the term cap library functions in the cursors library rather than a separate term cap library. It allows generating a readline or a correct readline.pc file. Broes. How can you live in a country that doesn't exist? I'm an actor, that's how. Sister OS. Bros die. I kind of like that one. Bros die. Make the schliblibs. Schliblibs. Sure, let's make the schliblibs. Cat OS. You good there? What are you doing? Thank you for the $5, Will. Yes, I will pat the cat. Here you go. He does not care what I do to his head. He's like, nah, it's fine. You touch my head. You actually give me attention. That's cool. Owning the schlips. Yeah, no auto completion, no history, aka up arrow, no multiple. Yeah, no. If you, what is that gif? It's my face on Akari from Yuri Yuri dancing because it's. I have no idea why that exists. Someone actually put time into making that. Is this cat new? I mentioned this before. It's not actually my cat. I'm just looking after it. Okay, so this option forces readline to link against the libcurse SW library. I don't remember who made it actually. It was I've had this for a very long time. This package does not come with a test suite. Good, that means we don't have to run a test suite for 3 hours. Make the schlibs install. Okay. If desired, install. Why would we not want to install the documentation? In what world would we not want to install the documentation? Yeah, there we go. Maybe one day we will hear some people say we use Brodie Linux, by the way. Oh, actually, that's a good one. Australia, that's a really good one. I actually like that. Okay. Australia Linux. Australia. Yeah, no, that's I do like that one. Brodie. Okay, you had one good idea, and then everything after that was shit. You should have stopped while you were ahead. It should come with a full library of DankPods videos. Luke Smith, you like documentation is bloat. No, I think that's the one thing that isn't bloat. PC Brodie OS. So, lib history provides consistent user interface for recalling lines of history. OzOS. No, I think Australia is probably the best one we've had so far. Lib readline provides a set of commands for manipulating text entered in an interactive session of a program. Look at the man page for GCC. What is this? Okay, sure. You're supposed to explain these options in a different place than right here. Okay. What is this documentation? Okay, so optimization starts here on line 110 and goes all the way down to 138. What the hell? What is this Can someone explain this to me? How is this a thing that exists? When does it start explaining what any of this stuff means? I'm still I'm 400 lines in and nothing has been explained. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're explaining what file... This is insane. Okay, the GCC documentation is actually beautiful. I love that. I wish I knew about that earlier. It just dumps all the options. Yeah, that seems like what it does. Does it explain? I didn't scroll like 1,000 lines in. Does it ever explain the options? Or is it just like, here is all of the options, work it out yourself? Okay, so rm-rf, read line. Next up, M4. Yo, Krishna, how you doing? There is a GCC manual which is thousands of... It's thousands of pages. Okay. That makes sense. I can see that. I can see that judging by what the start of it looks like. CD into M4. Then we do a configure. I'm new here. What are we doing today? We are spending the next 3 hours running the exact same 4 commands so we can compile some Linux stuff. That's what we do. Wasting our lives away. That's what we're doing. We are building Linux from scratch. Linux from scratch is basically a set of instructions for building a Linux system entirely from scratch. And it's very long. And I'm like 18 hours in already. Not today. That would be insane. Like, in the course of my streams. Is it? Yeah, it's a Linux system. You're not making your own Linux kernel. That would make it take like 200 hours. You're at least getting the existing Linux kernel. You just have to compile it yourself. Which, already takes enough time by itself. What do you think of the Aussie... It doesn't... It doesn't work because I don't pronounce it the way that would make it sound good. I pronounce it like an American would say Aussie. And I don't like that. It surely can't be worse than GCC's. If our measuring stick for complete shit is GCC, then surely Clang is better. How do humans get compiled? They are all binaries. That's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. You should try Monster WM. It's pretty cool, and it's like DWM without all the bloat. Did you just say DWM without the bloat? Is there a window manager? Does it do anything? Does it just exist? Is it just using RAM and not managing any windows? What is DWM without the bloat? After you compile LFS or Gen2 enough, you'll start to enjoy it much more. I'm not kidding, I don't know why it happens. I think that's called losing any level of sanity you had remaining. And you were just coursing through life, not caring about anything else anymore. You've just accepted that your life is now nothing but compiling. Nice cat, but have you tried bat? I don't want to get a disease. Bats are very, very disgusting creatures. And I'm just making fun of your joke. Yes, I've used bat. Bat's a cool program. Lines of code are bloat. Manually move the monitors feature. Manually move the monitors for each application. Just have an individual Xorg server running on each monitor. Do you know the GCC manual links to 1,000 other page manuals? Of course it does. Why does that not surprise me? Wait, so if you took everything that GCC was linked to and like put it into one big document, it'd probably be like 5,000 lines long. Or 5,000 lines long, I would say. That seems about right, judging by what I'm hearing here. Yo, Larry. Hello, Brodie. It's nice to see you live. It's 4 AM here. Go to sleep. Stop being here. Do something that is not being here. But if you want to be here and you don't like sleeping, hey, that's cool with me. It's your life, I guess. I can't control you. Can we really waste our lives if we have no lives? That's true. You are sitting here watching me compile code for 3 hours, so clearly you have nothing better to be doing with your time. I hope that I hope that for all of you guys watching, I'm not main monitor content. Like, I hope I'm second monitor content, because this is not good content. This is just me compiling code. Short descriptions. So, M4 copies the given files while expanding the macros that they contained. These macros are built either in user-defined or can take any number of arguments besides forming macro expansion. M4 has built-in functions for including named files, running Unix commands, performing integer arithmetic, manipulating text, recursion, etc. The M4 program can be used either as a front-end to a compiler or as a macro processor in its own right. I have no second monitor, you're always first monitor content. Oh god. Oh god. I hope you at least have a phone then. Hey, where are you from? What does the time zone say in, like, wait, that, up that way. What does that say? You can literally just Google what the time zone is. It says it on the screen. I'm in Australia. Let's go. Oh, where did that capital come from? This stream is Ego doing ASMR for Linux cultists. I can become an Ego. I've got the caddies and the wardrobe. I spend an awful lot of time writing bash scripts. There are some great tools in C for the same task. I need to get a life. That's true. But you also have your name as biology blogger, so regardless, you didn't have a life anyway. Watching someone compile code can't be any more strange than watching IBX Toy Cat's live streams where he does one tedious activity for an hour or two, possibly more. I have no idea who that is, but that sounds like great content. No, you can watch someone become like a world champion pencil sharpener if you want to really waste your time. Because that's actually a thing that exists. The like highest possible speed that you can sharpen a pencil. I should be studying, but instead I'm watching you compile. Imagine how much I love the subject. Look, if you're doing computer science, we can call this extracurricular activity. That's what this is. CC equals GCC. This parameter specifies the compiler to use. GCC, yes. So, -03 specify the optimization to use. That would be nice if you explained what the optimization meant. -G, omit parts of the test suite that won't work without a GNU BC present. How frequent should a programmer or math student touch grass? Preferably once a day. Doesn't have to be long, like just stand outside for like 5 minutes. That's enough. At least acknowledge what sunlight is. God damn it. Yes, this is better. Oh, you good there? Gonna freak out again? Nope, okay. Okay, sure. Let's make... This is what I mean. This cat just decides to have crazy mood swings and just freak out every so often. What is sunlight? It's that thing that you don't see if you live in, like, a northern country because it might be, like, night for 20 hours of the day. Like... And that, honestly, living in a country like that sounds horrible, to be honest. Like, any of those places where, like, you know, night is, like, longer than it should be. Oh, no, don't get caught in my jacket. No. Okay, we're good. What is grass? That's true. Just go, look, maybe touch some concrete. Touch a leaf. I don't know. Go outside and do something. Sunlight is bad for my skin. It's also good for your, like, look, I'm not a biologist. I don't know. I don't know why sun's good. Vitamin D. I don't know how it works. You're a plant or something. It's green stuff dogs poo on. What color is green? Can you get your claw out of my leg, cat? That'll be very nice. You're not gonna do it though, are you? No, you're not. You're just gonna chill. Okay, we did the make test. We do a make install. One of his videos was literally him running a Minecraft server using communist dictator tactics. Who the hell are we talking about? Oh, wait. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I haven't seen the video, but I know the channel you're talking about. Oh, that's done. BC and DC. So, BC is a command line calculator. DC, a reverse Polish command line calculator. Reverse Polish is a really cool format. I like that there are different ways that you can structure basic constructs like this, which you wouldn't normally use when it comes to, like, actually computing it by hand, but, like, that makes sense for optimization. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep myself sane going through this. Flex. Oh, speaking of Flex, Flex Seal is now being sold in Australia. I don't think anyone cares about an old meme, but yeah, you can buy Flex Seal in Australia now. AC/DC is a cool Aussie band. AC/DC is a great band. Where I lived in Sweden, there was... Yeah, exactly. Sweden's one of those countries where it sounds horrible to live. Like, okay, no, it sounds great to live most of the time, except those times of the year where there is no sunlight. To be fair, I could probably deal with no sunlight, though. Like, there have been periods in my life where I didn't go outside for multiple weeks. So maybe I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining. Cat, don't get your claws stuck into my leg. No. No. Flex in Linux is a Lexer, by the way. The Flex package contains a utility for generating programs that recognize patterns in... Ow, 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 ow. Stop it. You good? Come on, over here. Now the jacket's finally getting too warm. Come on, up. I'm gonna take the jacket off. Give me 1 second. I don't want to get claimed. Not claimed. I don't want to get a strike on Twitch for accidentally showing nipples. Much better. You gonna go outside, Cat? What are you doing? You just gonna chill there? You got like 2 seconds to the side. What are you doing? No, you won't be able to sit. No, because I can't bend the thing down far enough because of my stupid setup. Okay, that's fine. Flex Seal is magical. You practicing for the DT rap remix? When did I say I was going to do a DT rap remix? I said I was going to do a free software song. Oh, now he's going to go outside. As soon as I decide that I'm going to, like, start going through the street. Nope, now he's going under my bed. What is this cat doing? God damn it. Animals. Aussie plus plus. AC/DC is the McDonald's of hard rock. Wow. And you're the Taco Bell of Mexican food. Boom. Feel destroyed. I've literally never had Taco Bell. That does not exist here. Are you prepared to wax your hair at 50k also? I'm not waxing my hair at 50k. That's not gonna happen. I don't know where you're getting this idea from. No. Mate, what are you doing? I guess he's back now. Nectar is the best rock band. I'm not sure who Nectar is. Nirvana rules. Nirvana's pretty cool. I like Nirvana. Now that I think about it, AC/DC and ACST is probably a bad name indicator. What if you place it with AU time? I hope that, like, people know what a time zone is. Wait, there is a Taco Bell? What state? Definitely not in SA. I would have heard about it if it was. Can we actually type in the window that I've got selected? Thank you. There we go. Oi, mate. Mate. Is that a Cardcaptor Sakura picture? I feel like it is, but I might be wrong. Cat conquers territory. That's true. This cat just decides that it wants to live wherever it wants to live. I have no say in what this cat does. Vic, New South Wales, and Queensland. Okay, so places that I don't live in. I eat Mexican food. Whenever I want to lose weight, you shit at half you. No, I think that's just because you're eating shit Mexican food. Maybe swap the clock and the time zone. Maybe. Well, the way I've got that there is inside of the time command on Linux. Like, you can format like how you want the time to be printed. One of the options there is to output the time zone you're in. That's how I've done that. I'm not like echoing out something new. There we go. That cat looks like my cat that is now chasing mice in the heaven. I revived it and now it's my cat. This actually looks like my other cat as well. Like the the cat I had at my family home. She's now living with my parents. This cat looks identical. I guess you can't see it now, but yeah, this cat looks almost identical. On Google Maps, seems to have quite a few on the East Coast. Yeah, I do not live in the East Coast. Change ACDT for UTC plus 1030 maybe. There's probably an option for that. I'll have a look at it. I feel like most people understand what it is. Make install, but I'll have a look at it. A few programs do not know about Flex yet and try to run its predecessor Lex. To support these, I think this is one of those things, I think this is one of those things where it's existed for like 20 years, but no one's decided to update stuff. Oh, now you're going down again. Bye. Oh, now you want to go out? Okay. Let's see if it actually wants to go out this time. Come on, Chase. Come on. There you go. Okay. We have lost the visitor. It's fun how you are 1.5 hours ahead of... That is how time zones work, yes. So that puts you in UTC 9, which puts you in... Asia? Yes, I think. Maybe like... Yeah, I think somewhere in Asia. UTC for live mainly because NZ time is UTC plus 12. Japan. Ah, okay, yes. See? Asia. Somewhere. Look, if I guess an entire continent, I can't be too far off. I've got a 1 in 6 because we're not going to count Antarctica because I really doubt anyone's watching from Antarctica. If there is, that's pretty cool. And I'm not going to count someone saying they're using a VPN. Because that's not... Are there any VPNs that let you say you're in Antarctica? Maybe. I feel like someone's got to set that one up. 6:13 p.m. for me, so... UTC plus 8. By the way, what the fuck have they done to Send Rate? Oh yeah, no, have you guys been... I don't know how many of you guys are gamers here, but have you guys seen how the GTA remakes look? Specifically the rain? Because holy shit, the rain is so bad. Like, they didn't even try with the rain. It's literally just a filter over the screen, and it doesn't filter over everything. Like, if you have the rain in front of signs or in front of water, it just removes the filter. So they've clearly got the filter on different layers, and it just doesn't show on those layers, because they have no idea how to do a rain effect. And even if you can see, it's still the ugliest rain effect you will ever see. The rain, yeah, it looks so bad. Honestly, the game would look better if the rain wasn't there. No, it looked better in the trailer. It looked so much better in the trailer. Windscribe has a fake Antarctica surf, but it doesn't really... Okay, that doesn't count. Have you heard of the Create mod for Minecraft? I have not played Minecraft in... When did the End come out? Whenever that was. A tool for generating programs that recognize patterns in text. It allows for the versatility to specify the rules for pattern finding, eradicating the need to develop a specialized program. Flex++, an extension of Flex, is used for generating C++ code, and class is a symbolic link to Flex. Lex, a symbolic link that runs Flex in Lex emulation mode, and the Flex library. Lawsuits coming for GTA, I think. Why do you think that? It's just a bad... It's just a bad remake. I heard that the devs for the remakes were mobile devs, which would make sense, but that might have just been a rumor. TCL? Oh. Because I didn't actually call the right... Oh, okay. Source. Oh, wait, we're doing the documentation first. Oh, maybe we should read what it says. This package is the next to expect and deja GNU. Deja GNU. That's beautiful. Honestly, like, the remakes for GTA, the problem with the remakes for GTA is they play the exact same as the 10-year-old game. I looked at Critical playing GTA 3, and it's just GTA 3. It's just a bad version of GTA 3. I don't know who Wardrum Studio is. Put a shoe on your head. There. Are you happy now? Okay, first thing we need to do is unpack the documentation. Up. Oh, wait, it wants us to unpack the source code, and that's a... Okay, don't explain it in a stupid way like that. TCL 8. SR. There we go. So same jank, worse graphics. Same jank, different graphics. Emulators for life? Yeah, go. Oh, here's the other problem. You could already emulate it at like 4K, and you could play the PC version and just use shaders anyway. There we go. CD into TCL. Yep, okay. Prepare TCL for compilation. What? Oh, they are the mobile devs. So they did the iPhone version then. They did the really shitty iPhone version. That makes a lot of sense now. Okay. The PS2 San Andreas is too comfy, bro. Dude, the PS2 version of San Andreas is the best version. The problem with the PC version is as the game's been... Unless you get an unpatched version. The problem with San Andreas is as it's been updated, it's removed songs. And this has happened with all of the PC versions of GTA. And it's going to happen with GTA 5 as well. I think it's expected that games come unfinished. Yeah, and I hate that. Like, that's just how the industry is, but I don't have to be happy about it. Will the future everything will turn into web, including my GTA? No, in the future, all your games are going to have NFTs in them. Is Valve the only good game? Yeah, game needs to be in very heavy quotes there. They are not a game studio. They have not been a game studio for a very long time. So the construct shell command is used to... is replaced by the output of the shell command. Yep, that makes sense. Maybe you should explain what the shell command does. Here, this output is empty if running on 32-bit machine and is... -- enable 64-bit if running on 64-bit machine. So most people running 64-bit. The pirate version is better than the ones updated. Are you talking about the new version or like the original games? But honestly, just play the original game. Like play the PS2 version in emulator. Just do that. Because it'll run perfectly because it's a PS2 game, and you can upscale it to 4K. And yeah. Do you want to go and do this? Give that some time to build the package. How long is this one going to take to build? That's 3.7 build units. That's going to take about 6 or 7 minutes, I would say. I like pancakes with currant jam. Sure, okay. Is there some context here that I don't know about? Bless Team Cherry, Silksong Hype. I really need to go play Hollow Knight, don't I? I really need to do that. Do we take... I don't know. Do we finish Rechain of Memories, or do we go straight into Hollow Knight? Because we've still got Riku's story to do. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Why are you not using JX in your make options? I'm pretty sure we set it as a global option. If I recall correctly. Ori, Will of the Wisp, better than Hollow Knight. I've got both of them. I'm going to play both games. Can you do the rest of the install with your feet? You have to pay for the feet. That's going to cost you extra. Indie games are how older games were more than 10 years ago. It's almost like the indie developers are actually making their games out of passion and not out of how can we make the most money as quickly as possible. It's crazy, isn't it? I think every game's gonna feel floaty compared to Celeste. I always have very low expectations for any new game. That's why I'm not bothering with new games. Monster Hunter series is the only series whose latest game is in my wish list. There's one game that's making me want to buy a Switch, and I want to play Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's the one game that's making me want to buy it. OnlyFans when? I've got a TikTok, so it's only a matter of time. The various set instructions after the make command move references to the build directory from the configuration files and replaces them with the install directory. This is not mandatory for the remainder of LFS, but may be needed in case a package built later uses TCL. Make test. The chat stopped. F. The chat, yeah, look, the chat always stops. I say something cringe and then everyone leaves. That's how it goes. I miss the old days when companies made games for fun. Yeah, well, now what you do is, now you don't make games for fun. What you do is you have a, what are they called? A marketing psychologist working on the dev team. You have someone who understands how to get you to pay money as, like, your first point of call before the people who actually care about making games. Awesome thumbnail. Thank you. It took me about 5 minutes to make. Yakuza is the only modern game I wish I could play. I really should play the Yakuza games. What happened to Belle Dauphine? She made $1 million a month for 2 years and then just stopped working. Because you don't need to work when you make $24 million in 2 years. Don't give Nintendo money, use Yuzu emulator instead. Why wouldn't I want to give Nintendo money? Hello from New Zealand. Go back to New Zealand. No, it's fine. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I just converted my Arch to Artix. Why'd you do that? What was your problem with System D? Or is it just generally System D bad? I don't like System D. Did you have a reason for it, or just I wanted something different? I don't know. Someone told me Yu Jinx is better than Yuzu. I don't have a problem with emulation, right? But if there is a way that I can buy new games right now, I would much rather do it like that. Like, I'm more than happy to emulate PS2, PS3, And when the PS4 becomes... obviously, PS3 is very difficult to emulate right now, but, like, if I could. And when the PS4 goes out of print, I'm more than happy to do that. Like, if the only way to buy a game is through the secondhand market, you're not supporting the developer at that point, so there's really no argument you can make for buying games at that point. When the games are in print, sure, I suggest you buy the game, but when they're out of print, like, no one's making money from that, so I don't actually care then. I use Windows 11. Why? Why do you do that? Emulation is great to play console games with enhanced graphics. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, I'm playing through Shin Megami Tensei 3 at 4K, and the game looks great. NSO means Nintendo Switch Online. I don't play games online anyway, so, like, except Final Fantasy. Like, I don't care about online services. I don't think there's any online game that I would actually care about playing outside of Final Fantasy right now. I can't think of one. System D like Mac launch D. That's true, yes. Yeah, I'll not buy EA games. Nah, man. Don't you want to buy the same sports game for the 10th time? Or the 20th time? Depending on how long you've been in the series for. Honestly, retro games have been such a blast to play on Linux. My PC is glorified trash, so emulation for the win. Well, yeah, even then, like, you could... even with a pretty shitty PC, like, you can get away with perfectly upscaling NES games. I don't... Dual KH games in the PS4 pack the same as in the original, just with enhanced graphics. No, so with Kingdom Hearts 1 was designed by a crazy person, and the way you turn the camera was with the L2 and R2 buttons, so that was fixed. Also, you had to go to, like, the bottom of the command menu in Kingdom Hearts 1 to use action abilities, but that was fixed to be triangle instead, because that was just a horrible mechanic. Where's the jacket? It got hot and I took it off. Now I've just got my influencer shirt on. I'm not have anything against System D if distros actually shipped all the binaries apart from each other and not in one System D package. That's fair. Usually what you'll have is you'll have System D and then System D boot as a separate thing. And that's all the separation you get. Could you run 2 instances of System D on the same system? Yes? You shouldn't. But yes. Yes, you could. You'd be starting up 2 separate instances of the kernel. So basically, you'd want, like, hardware-level virtual machines if you're doing that. Shirt off? No, I'll get banned on Twitch. I just opened City Skylines and using 16 gigs of RAM. Jesus Christ. Jacket on or jacket off? Right now, jacket off. I thought it was going to be cooler than it was, but no, usually when I start streaming and start talking and, you know, being active like this, it ends up warming up a bit. You know, because I'm, like, moving around and doing stuff. Okay, that was the make test. One test, Unix init 1.2 is known to fail. We got nothing failing. That's good. So let's do a make install. And then make the installed library writable so debugging symbols can be removed later. Okay. Install TCL's headers. The next package expect runs them. Ah, so there's actually a reason for this package order. Okay, that's actually kind of good. Cool. Currently using 5,124 of my... You have 64 gigs of RAM? Why? Why do you have... What convinced you to buy 64 gigs of RAM? What use case do you have where you're like, I need this much RAM? Maybe there's a use case you have, but I can't think of one personally that I would need it for. I hope you also have, like, a Threadripper as well. Because if you're just using a general consumer CPU, there's no use case where having that much RAM makes any sense. Running VMs with 16 gigs of RAM. You have a CPU to back that up, surely. I hope. I hope you do. I literally just opened the game and created a new game. Jesus. 3900X with 64... I guess you're scraping the bottom of the barrel then with 64 gigs. Like that's the minimum I would go if I have that much. I would much rather go Threadripper, but I guess that's acceptable. Anything less than that and yeah, you're just wasting the 64 gigs of RAM. Like there's no use case where you could use like, I don't know, a 3600 and 64 gigs of RAM. Like there's nothing you could do where the RAM would be the bottleneck there. Like the CPU in every case would be your bottleneck. Compile Android. Yeah, okay, that's fair. You compile Android. Compile and yeah, or just have like, I don't know, a RAM drive or something stupid. RAM drives are really cool, but they're not practical for most things. We launched rocket to the moon with 8 kilobytes of RAM. Yeah, unless you're a flat earther, in which case we never did that. But I don't know that. I'm not going to tell you not to be a flat earther. I think they're kind of funny. We need more of them. I want more people to laugh at. The TCL. Okay, so. The TCL command shell? It's a different shell, huh? TCL SH. I guess we don't... Wait, is it just called TCL? Maybe it's not there on Arch. Maybe it's just something we need with this LFS build. Yo, Ben Fitzpatrick, how you doing? The supercomputer near me... near my home at university is just a Xeon with 128 gigs of RAM. How old's the Xeon? I hope it's like a high-end Xeon. Flat Earth exists so we look smart by comparison. So are you saying they are the free-to-play players to the whales in a gacha game? Like, they are the measuring stick we use to make sure that we're somewhat intelligent. I forgot that's the picture I have. Why is that the picture I still have there? I need a new one. If someone wants to make something, I'd be more than appreciative. I'm a physicist and we really never went to the moon. At least the official Apollo mission is so filled with impossibilities it isn't. Oh, I should have mentioned Flat Earth earlier. I knew they'd come out of the woodwork somewhere. Cool, let's remove the... Here we go. Windows 11 with a Bunchu mate inside a VM box. Why did Valve use Linux instead of FreeBSD and make it proprietary? Wait, what? Why did Valve use Linux instead of FreeBSD and make it... What do you mean? What did they make proprietary with Linux? I'm not sure what you're getting at there. Oh, on that note, surprising no one ever, the SteamOS ISO is going to be available to the public. That was news, apparently. Yeah, everyone and their dog knew that ISO is going to be public. Like, Windows is a public ISO. Like, that's not surprising. I'm not flat earther, and the whole thing is just a psyop. Just a psyop to keep people thinking those that speak the truth are insane. We are not. Please keep me entertained while I'm compiling code. I'm enjoying this. What is the best version of Windows? Windows 2000, anyone? What was the first version of... What's the first version of Windows I used? The first version of Windows I had a computer for was XP. But the earliest version I used was... I used 98 once. And I used ME. But... I don't know, maybe it's just my nostalgia speaking, but I would have to say XP. But once again, that was my first version, so like, don't take my word for anything. Well, yeah, XP and 7 are sort of like, those are the ones that people remember really fondly. But I don't know whether they were actually good, or whether they were just the things you used first. Obviously, if you're older than that and you use, like, you know, DOS and shit, maybe you have a different opinion, but I, like, all of the computers in my primary school were XP. Wait, the dislikes are gone now? Did they disappear during the stream? Hold up, I need to check that. Let's see if they've disappeared for me. Are we witnessing YouTube collapsing live? YouTube... No, they're still visible for me. Okay, so I guess they are rolling it out for more people then. Okay. The here for me, I still have... Okay, so they've just disappeared for some people. Yeah, that's gonna... Okay, I thought maybe we'd just, like, witness something happen live. DOS for the win. XP is a lot more chaotic, but it has one step in the right direction. My first PC ran DOS and 3.11. Yo, V Winter, how you doing? I still have dislike count. YouTube collapsing live. Yeah, man. Yeah, we can capture it on stream. This would be famous stream. With TCL user lib, this parameter is needed to tell configure where the TCL config sh script is located. With TCL include, user include. This explicitly tells expect where to find TCL's internal headers. I'll dislike you. No, okay. I can see them in the Creator Studio. Also, can I just tell you how YouTube's full of shit? You guys probably already know this, but YouTube's full of shit. So they say the reason why they're removing dislikes is for creator mental health. Do you want to know what the most, like, stressing thing on a YouTube channel actually is? In the Creator Studio, there is a section there that tells you how your current upload ranks against all your other uploads. So if I upload something that does really well, it'll say 1 out of 10. But if I upload a video that doesn't do well, it says 10 out of 10. And do you know how soul-crushing it is to, like, see a video that you worked really hard on get 10 out of 10? That's the thing in the Creator Studio that's actually bad for mental health, not the dislikes. Not like, oh, I got a couple hundred dislikes. No, that doesn't matter. Working hard on a video and then it literally telling you very matter-of-factly, this video is shit. And there's nowhere to hide that. There's absolutely nowhere to hide that. It's just there. Is it just me that wants to comment rip dislikes in every comment section that mentions them? Do it. I dare you. My father calls people in my age the crystal generation. Does he spell it wrong as well? Because we are too easy to break. The dislikes are actually help. Oh, they're very helpful because it lets you know that a tutorial isn't like a good tutorial. Like if I upload something that says this is, I don't know, let's say I'm talking about configuring Grub and I completely lie, I make shit up the entire time. you can tell me that through dislikes, and people can see that and say, oh, that video's nonsense, why would I watch that? But by hiding them, you can't see that. You have to look at the comments, or you actually have to watch the video and waste 10 minutes just trying to find a solution to something basic when literally the next result is going to be the right thing. No, I'm the one who can't write. It's fine, I can't write either. You're in friendly company. LFS got me to this YouTube channel. Oh, you're really new then, jeez. I've already broken nothing hit. I'm already broken nothing hit a break. We can break you further. I like how I started a discussion about the moon landing in my comment section now. Oh, Lord, I love it. Get rid of expect. YouTube isn't social media. Dislikes are necessary to rate the content presented. It helps us save time to validate what works best. YouTube is a social video platform. I don't know whether you could call it social media, but it definitely has aspects of social media. No, that's people thinking they're funny, sending empty comments. I thought the same thing the first time someone did it. I thought there wouldn't be an update worse than Copper, yet here we are. I think Copper was worse. I think people saying this is the worst thing for YouTube are sort of... They're really over-exaggerating. I think this is bad, and it's a bad direction for YouTube to go, but I don't think it's the worst thing they've ever done. I would like a Reddit-styled video platform. So you want r/videos. You want Reddit. That already exists, mate. Ow, ow, ow. Why is my head hurting? Okay, we're good. Expect communicates with other interactive programs according to a script. And libexpect 5.45.so contains functions that allow expect to be used as TCL extension or be used directly from C or C++ without TCL. My issue with the change is that YouTube did a closed trial where they picked the participants, then presented the results as a broad generalization. I thought they did a public test. Like, I'm pretty sure they did a public test. Like, not everyone on the platform, but the way they usually do tests is they just pick a bunch of people at random, and then they do it like that. Like, they did that with the Creator Studio Dark theme as well. And that, I actually like the Creator Studio Dark theme. That's one of the good things that YouTube did recently. Probably one of the only good things they've done recently, to be honest. YouTube should adopt the upvote and downvote rating. YouTube should adopt the 5-star rating they had back in 2006. That was the best system. Deja GNU. And I will fight anyone who disagrees with me on that. That is the best system YouTube ever had. I feel bad for Vimeo and Dailymotion. When the biggest competitor trying to be a social media platform. Yeah, no, there's no chance that Vimeo and Dailymotion ever catch up. 5 out of 5 for the suggestion. 10-star rating system. Okay, do you want to know what the actual problem with the star rating system was? The problem with the star... Oh, I'm on this window. The actual problem with the star rating system is that it wasn't a star rating system. Basically, what happened is everyone just used it as, like, you either use the max star or the lowest star. That's all that you get. Someone asked me to look at the fan art channel. I'm doing this off stream. Oh, okay. It's just a picture of Australia with an OS on it. And I guess that would be the logo. I don't hate it. Yeah, it's a pretty good logo. Stallman is pleased. Yeah, so basically what you get is people only rate the highest or the lowest. Like, you don't actually have people using the stars. When are we going to have free and open source YouTube? PeerTube. Except it's, you know, PeerTube. The thing that YouTube has over everyone else is that Google and Facebook, this came out recently, it was obvious to everyone everywhere, Google and Facebook have conspired to own the entire advertising market. That's the reason why they're the only organizations that are in online advertising, because they have conspired together to make it so it is like that. Like, they actively shut out competition to own that entire market. Just want Brodie Tube. Is this the entire thing? Yes. That one? We need Odyssey to grow. I wish Odyssey would become the default video platform. I think the problem with Odyssey is the Odyssey team. They've had this problem since the start, where the library team and the Odyssey team, they're not good at communicating, is a good way to put it. They are great developers, but they are horrible at speaking to people, and they do a lot of things that turn a lot of people away. Also, yeah, they need some way to incentivize people to host. Because right now, you only host because you love the platform. That's the only reason why. If LTT wasn't Odyssey, I would make the switch, that's all. There's a lot of big creators on there, but obviously you'd need, like, more creators, like, if you actually wanted it to properly grow. Lol, what's this? This is Linux from scratch. We are compiling code for the next 2 hours. And we've already been doing this for 16 hours. Why are we checking that the make works after installing it? Shouldn't this be in the other order? Why are we running the test after already installing it? That's backwards. That is absolutely backwards. Odyssey has become a circle jerk for the extreme lefts and rights. I think it was always like that, but YouTube's like that as well. Like, you can say that that's what it is, but it's only like that because other people aren't there. Like, if you just had other people on there, that wouldn't be the thing that's the main focus. Same with BitTube. Like, if regular people were on BitTube, that's not what you would see, because all of the non-insane people would be the main focus, because there's more of them. Reddit creates a video platform. What would Google do about it? Isn't Reddit really already half a video platform anyway? Yeah, man, absolutely. I've been doing this for 40 hours straight. That's why I have so much energy. BSD is dead? Well, luckily BSD is not one thing then, and there's all the different variations of BSD. Like NetBSD and FreeBSD and OpenBSD and I don't know other forms of BSD. That's all I know. Installed program run test. Why is the package called Deja GNU then? macOS is a BSD that is doing well. It's the only one. I mean, a proper video platform. I think Reddit is focusing more on becoming more of like a weird social media amalgamation. Oh yeah, Dragonfly BSD. Like, Reddit has live streaming. Reddit has like a short system, I believe. Reddit's a really weird platform. I don't understand like what Reddit does half the time. RM-RF Deja GNU. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the live stream thing came from. PlayStation also BSD. Yeah, the Switch is BSD as well. Most consoles run BSD. The reason why they do BSD is because we can argue about how great the GPL is, but BSD style licenses are easier for companies to work with, and that's why they go with them. Whether that's a good thing or not, we're not saying that at all. But it's easier for them to work with, and that's why they use them. tar-xf, and it's called bin utils. Oh, wait, what is it? There's two of them. Oh, it's a patch. Okay, that's why. That's taking okay, that took a while. PS4 and PS5 runs from BSD2. Yes. Have you seen the sock picks infestation over on r/Linux memes? Is it pictures of programmer socks? Is that what it is? I'm guessing it's programmer socks. Good evening, sir. I thought your name was Gary Cox. Welcome to the show. Bin utils package contains a linker, an assembler, and other tools for handling object files. Verify the PTYs are working properly inside the root environment by performing a simple test. We're going to be running the expect command. This should output the following command, spawn ls. Sure. Okay. As weird as Reddit is, one thing I like about it is that for the most part, it's self-moderating. Ronson, I think you need to look into a bit of history about the Reddit mods. It's not self-moderating. There's like a group of 30 people that moderate I think it's like 90% of the platform. Like, it's not self-moderating. If instead the output includes the message below, then the environment is not set up for proper PTY operation. This issue needs to be resolved before running the test suites of bin utils and GCC. Okay, we're good. We don't... This issue needs to be resolved. It doesn't tell you how to resolve it. It's just like, you can just resolve it somehow. Work it out yourself. Reddit mods are the fastest types on Earth. They just don't have time to enter compassion. Is that a joke? I'm missing something here. I mean the idea of subreddits and trusting communities to maintain rules. Right, but what I'm saying is that there's like a very small group of people that moderate the vast majority of the platform. It's a good idea in theory, except the way it actually works in practice. I heard SteamOS 3 will be available for download. Yeah, we literally talked about this like 10 minutes ago. Yes, it is. Yes. And it's going to be a mutable OS like Fedora, Kinoite? I don't know how to say that. So the way it's not going to be immutable from what entirely immutable. The way I'm understanding it is it's going to be immutable to the user when you're not in dev mode. But obviously there's going to be a system built into it to allow it to update. It's just through the regular mode, the user won't be able to do anything through root, which I think is a good thing. That might sound bad, like, oh, every user should have root, and you can get root, absolutely. You just have to explicitly enable developer mode, and then you can do all that stuff. But when you're just normally using it, all that stuff is disabled, and you won't need it, so it's like, it doesn't need to be there. One thing you may need to enable it for is Proton GE, which I don't imagine is going to be shipping with it. Which is a problem. I hope they decide to ship Proton GE or like merge the main Proton project into GE or something like that, because if it doesn't have GE, that's going to be a problem for a lot of games. Because you can get stuff working without GE, it's just like a massive hassle for a lot of stuff. An error in the building system causes the install button. I guess you could have a button for it, yeah. That's true. Since it's based on us, chances the AUR package, it's a different distro. At this point, GE should be the default. It should be, yes. Honestly, Valve should just hire the Glorious Egg Roll guys. Like, just... Like, it doesn't need to be a separate project. Like, the main version of Proton's just worse. Like, there's not a single game that performs worse with the with Proton GE. It's just Proton with extra patches. And I think Valve knows this. So I hope, like, they're not dumb. They clearly know what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. They should just hire the GE guys. An error in building this in the building system causes the shipped man pages to be empty. Work around the issue and move the shipped man pages so the man page will be generated correctly. Okay. The bin utils documentation recommends bin utils to be in a dedicated directory. Yes. Pac-Man is disabled by default on SteamOS because it is immutable. You need developer mode to use Pac-Man. The recommended way to install third-party programs is Flatpak. Huh. Okay. Like, I think that's fine. Like, you don't... The user does not need to be installing packages. Like, if this is intended to be like a game console sort of thing, you don't need to be installing stuff. There is a system built into it to handle that. But if you want to, hey, it's a computer. They've said this from the start. It's just that, you know, most people probably don't need to. So there's no point giving them the option in the first place. Or giving them the option by just running sudo, for example. I just can't wait for that one game that's tying me to Windows to stop being a massive boomer and make an export of the game with the new anti-cheat version. What game are you looking for? Is it like... Is it... I don't know. Valorant? PUBG? Rainbow Six Siege? Can we talk about Flatpak versus Snap? Yes. Snap bad. I use Flatpaks. I don't... Look, Snaps are probably fine. I just don't like how they ruin my file system. Destiny 2. The meaning of the configure parameters. Enable gold. I want some gold. Build the gold linker and install it as LD gold alongside the default linker. At a certain angle, Mike looks like Brodie's long beard. Wait, here we go. There we go. Kind of does, doesn't it? It's like a big, elongated... I'm not going to say... a big elongated beard. Elongated is a... Yeah, that's a word to use. Enable LD default. Build the original BFD linker and install it as both LD, the default linker, and LD BFD. Dash enable plugins. Enables plugin support for the linker. Okay. Have plan to raise beard long. I don't know what my plan is. Phallic. Elongated phallic beard. I don't know. I just live my life. Oh no, configure. Oh no, configure? We just run the command. What's oh no about configure? Enable 64-bit BFD. Enable 64-bit support on hosts with narrower word sizes. May not be needed on 64-bit systems, but does no harm. With system zlib. Use the installed zlib library rather than building the included version. Do not skip the test suite. Why is the test suite critical? I hope it explains that, or it's just not saying it critical. Do it. Okay, let's make it. I wonder when Linux gets big enough for developers to support it. I think that if the Steam Deck does relatively well, devs are going to support that. And by the laws of transitivity, they end up supporting Linux as well. I don't think there's any situation in the coming future where they directly support Linux, but if there is a device that runs Linux that does well, then they will... Yeah, that's how you're going to get that support, I think. If bin utils is fucked, you have a bad day. Makes sense. Even Quake Champions works, and they have a record of effing the game on updates. Never has it drop Linux support for more than 2 days. Is Quake Champions... Which one's Quake Champions? Linux needs 10% to get better dev support. 10% on Steam hardware server? Yeah, I think that's fair. Because macOS is about 13%. When Valve sells millions of consoles using it. Yeah, that's true. We still have no idea what sales will look like, but soon, or shortly after the Steam Deck launches and people actually get their hardware, the survey that happens then will sort of give us an indication of what sales is like. If consoles run BSD, wouldn't that mean it would be easier to port to Linux than Windows? Well, the Xbox literally runs Windows, so there is that. But also, it's a very heavily modified version of BSD. Like, we're not just, you know, talking, oh, we're just running, like, free BSD here. Will Valve extend Linux? I really am curious, like, what SteamOS 3 actually is. Because from the beta pictures we saw, it was Arch running KDE. And that's all it looks like. macOS game support is pretty weak. But imagine the level of macOS game support plus Proton. Like, that's a lot of games. Like, there are a lot more games that natively support macOS than support Linux, at least if my numbers are correct. Will Microsoft survive the fall of Windows? I don't think Windows is going anywhere anytime soon. I think Windows is going to become a cloud OS before it falls. I really hope you can kill KDE. You can, from what I know, you can do what you want. Like, if you go into dev mode on SteamOS, you can do what you want. It's, like, dev mode is how you get into, like, this is just Arch. If you're running it without dev mode, then you obviously are locked in their environment, but it's like, it's in, okay, so the way I'm understanding SteamOS 3 is it's a walled garden environment that you have the key to. So, like, you're in a walled garden unless you want to leave. And that's sort of how it goes. Xbox does not run Windows. It runs a custom OS on a file system called FATX. No, the Xbox literally runs Windows. I don't know what you're talking about. I hope Valve adds custom themes / wallpaper for KDE. I'm sure you'll be able to change your wallpaper. I'm sure, look, I'm sure that you'll be able to change your wallpaper and it will have a wallpaper package with it, but you're going to be in the Steam environment 99% of the time. Like, it'll boot into Steam. So, like, you're not going to see KDE most of the time anyway. It's a hedged garden. Yeah. Sure, it's a hedged garden. It's one of those hedge mazes that, like, the hedges aren't, like, really leafy, really, branchy hedges. You can, like, walk through the hedge. Why do people want to get rid of KDE on the Steam Deck? Because they don't like KDE. I don't know. Do you know why they went with KDE? Because KDE, according to them, was the lightest desktop environment they could find, which is a hilarious blow against XFCE. Because that's sort of like, XFCE's one reason to run it is that it's very light. The big question, will Valve fix Dolphin's root issues? Well, you won't need to see the file manager, so no. Like, I presume that in the regular mode, it'll just sort of obfuscate the file system. Like, if you're in the Steam menu, you don't need to see most of the file system anyway. I use Mate. How's Mate? How is Mate? Cinnamon should have been the default. Yeah, man, I'm sure that... look, Cinnamon would be great as the default if you ever saw the desktop. You just don't see it, so it doesn't matter. This one's actually taking a while to compile. Okay. Wait, zoomed too far. The Xbox system software is the operating system developed exclusively for the Xbox consoles. Across the 4 generations of Xbox consoles, the software has been based on Microsoft Windows and incorporating DirectX features optimized for the gaming console. It's a Windows distro. Stop. Like, you're just wrong. It's Windows. Like, sure, it's not the same version you run on your desktop, but it's Windows. But what about the SD card slot on the Steam Deck can be managed and install games on it? I don't think you're going to do that from... Yeah, well, you can manage it, but like I don't know how they're going to be doing it. Whether I can't imagine they're going to expect you to use Dolphin. I don't know. I'm just as confused as you guys. I don't know how they're going to be handling that. My guess is they're going to have some interface inside of, like, the Steam interface, that'll let you do that. Brodie, will you be switching away from Awesome WM at the end of the beginning of the new year like tradition? I've literally done nothing with Awesome this year. I kind of want to do that. Like, maybe next year I will actually, like, rice Awesome. They could probably use DWM auto-starting Steam and swallowing isn't everything... Wait, and swallowing everything that isn't Steam. I think... Okay, the problem with DWM is if you do go to the desktop, like, I think KDE is a more user-friendly experience. I don't think I'd ever say that KDE is user-friendly. KDE is a more user-friendly experience than DWM is. Yeah, I love Awesome. Like, if I was gonna swap to something, I would be swapping to it with the intention of heavily customizing it. Because right now, I'm really just liking the way Awesome works. Like, I haven't done much to it. I honestly think that Awesome is probably the best window manager out of the box. It might not be the best for you, but for the way that I like using window managers, I feel like it's the best. It's an AMD system, so I don't know if it's going to be running it's going to be running Wayland or Xorg. I'm curious about that. Switch to Sway and Pipewire. Well, Sway's basically i3. Pipewire is not a difficult one. I've done Pipewire before. The reason I stopped is because I was having OBS issues. It might be better now, but I had OBS issues. That's the reason I stopped. Who needs a desktop environment playing games anyway? You at least need a window manager. Something that will let you full screen. I think it'll be Xorg. It probably will be. But we don't know. Yeah, we just don't know at this point. Because none of the guys who tested it earlier, none of the guys with dev kits are talking about it. There is one guy that has a dev kit that keeps uploading videos, being like, Witcher 3 works on the Steam Deck. Doom works on the Steam Deck. Hades works on the Steam Deck. Every game in my library works on the Steam Deck. Like, we know these games work on the Steam Deck. There's literally a website called ProtonDB that tells you they're going to work on the Steam Deck. Can you tell us something that's actually interesting about this, though? Not the same video every single day. Like, I wish I had my hands on this device early, because there's probably an NDA. It clearly not, judging by the videos he's been putting out. Use a GameScope Wayland compositor, not Xorg. Has that been confirmed? What do you think the lightest DE is? One I made that's just DWM. Xbox and Xbox 360 use Windows 2000. Xbox One use Windows 8. Xbox Series X use Hyper-V plus Windows 10. Yes. It's a modified version of Windows. Like, that's the reason why you can just buy a game for like for your Xbox, and then you can also play the same game on Windows, because they're the same the same thing. They're the same operating system with like minor tweaks. There is an NDA there breaking it. Clearly they don't care about it then, yeah. Me likes Awesome WM. I really like it. I just want to figure out how to make my own theme, or how to add more complicated one than copycats. Learn Lua. Just spend time learning Lua. Yeah, that's my problem with Awesome WM. I don't know Lua. I've sort of had to like learn Lua as I go. Maybe I should do Qtile. Like, Qtile is Python. I already know Python. I don't know. It is confirmed and it is made by a Valve employee, so they are using it. Are you referring to the Wayland stuff? Huh. Oh, I didn't know they talked about it already. Okay, I just missed that then. Do you happen to have a source on that one? Because I would be interested in hearing about that. Was it part of like one of the interviews they've done, or was it like something else? If you happen to know where you heard that, I would really appreciate it. Let's see. So tooldir/user. Normally the tooldir, the directory where the executables will ultimately be located is set to exec prefix/target alias. For example, x86-64 machines would expand that to /user/x64pc-linux-gnu. Because this is a custom system, this target specific directory in /user is not required. Exec prefix/target alias would be used if the system was used to cross-compile. For example, compiling a package on an Intel machine that generates code that can be executed on a PowerPC machine. Do we know if the standard non-dev mode will run in big picture mode? I think it's a modified version of big picture mode made for the Steam Deck. Because from the screenshots we've seen, it doesn't look like any big picture mode that I've seen. Plus, big picture mode is made for big picture. It's made for like big screens. The interface wouldn't work great on a small device like that. So it seems like a modified version of it, but it's the same general concept. If you want to heavily modify DWM, then yes. If you don't, then it's the same case as Awesome. You can just like use it. It was on Pierre Lou's Twitter account, who's a Valve employee. Ah, okay. Cool, thank you. Hey, Brodie, do a sudo apt install Steam and then type yes. Do as I say, it plays Zelda music. Okay, sure. Sudo apt install Steam. Wait, here we go. Whoa, crazy. It's almost like I'm not using a Debian-based system. I've made a very customized DWM, editing the code by hand, and still don't know C. I think if you can think in a logical way, you can edit the code, code without knowing how to program in it. The only gaming I'll do on Linux is emulation for older consoles and stuff. All you need are the ROMs and emulators compiled natively. If you look at the games that you want to play, like you're very specific about the games you want to play, and you actually consider Linux as part of like the criteria, then it's fine. Like, I play games primarily on Linux. And as long as you know the games you're playing and you decide stuff based around Linux, you can play, like, you can have a perfectly fine time. Like, Proton is so much better than it was back in 2018. Most games just work. What are your opinions on left WM? Would you be willing to try it? Is it better than right WM? I don't know what left WM is. And yes, I'd be willing to try it. So that means you could theoretically do a dual boot Arch with one running the Valve compositor and use it as a gaming desktop only. Exactly, yeah, you could do that. There's no reason why you couldn't do it. Why do distro maintainers of popular distros hate KDE and would rather fork or monkey patch GNOME? Because GNOME is just a better user experience. That's sort of why. Like, as much as you may not like the GNOME devs, like, GNOME is just more pleasant to use. It's a window manager written in Rust. Yep. I like how you don't tell me any features of it. You just like, it's written in Rust, and that's the feature. This is how we know it's a Rust project. Before you tell me anything about it, it's just like Rust. Can you say hi, Sadhanshu? I said it. I'm running out of water. I should probably go get some more. I hate GNOME, but I agree it's so simple to use. Yeah. Like, GNOME is heavy as hell. GNOME has questionably sane developers, but it's just pleasant to use. I'm not going to run it on my desktop like normally, but like, I don't hate it. From a purely technical perspective. Also, I'm being very specific here. I mean pure GNOME. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the monkey patch systems. Like, I don't even like Ubuntu GNOME. Ubuntu GNOME is horrible. But, like, pure GNOME like we have right here, I think is perfectly fine. Hope the universe is soon going to be rewritten in Rust. You know... Yeah, sure. Look, if we live in a simulation, maybe the simulation is already written in Rust. GNOME is so simple that it has way less features than Windows and Mac. The project will become bad if the developers are bad. I think it's... I'm interested to see where the whole libadwaita stuff goes. I don't know where that's going to go. I know it's very much up to the developers whether they properly support theming or not, but there's a lot of GNOME developers who signed that, like... What's the open... Is it stop theming our apps? Stop the... I think that's what it's called. GNOME. Stop theming our apps. GNOME 3 was a bitch to use. I hated it. GNOME 40 is good, though. I hope it got better in 37 major updates. Yeah, here's the open letter. I love this. This is great. I can understand where these developers were coming from, but like, that's the whole point of a theme. Like, all of these things are like the point of a theme. Of course, like, it's gonna change the identity of it. That's why you use the theme, because you don't like the identity. You want to change it. I get where it's coming from the developer perspective, but I also just don't care. Oh, but if your problem is related to your theme, please don't bother the developer about it. Like, that's a you problem. Fix it yourself. That part I totally understand. Like, that's one of the reasons why they don't like people theming their apps. Why would you use GNOME in a VM? It wouldn't be less resource intensive if you use XSC or something similar, since you need resources to compile... in order to compile. I did it because I wanted to troll people, and I know that people hate GNOME, so I just use it because I want to... Yeah, I like bothering people. I like bothering people in a way that's not enough to get them to unsubscribe. Is there a meme, stop posting about Rust? Yes, it's called going to a Rust subreddit, and then... or going to any subreddit that's not... No, any subreddit that's not a Rust subreddit, and just... Anytime anyone mentions Rust, you're going to have that happen. Red Hat serves a different purpose and audience, though. Red Hat actually is the owner of Linux. If Red Hat went away, then you would... if Red Hat went away and took all of their projects with them, then you'd be pretty screwed. Because I don't think you know, like, how much of the modern desktop Linux is a Red Hat project. Most of it. Like, audio. Graphical environments. Like, desktop Linux would fall apart if Red Hat took all that shit away. Like, if they just had the ability to delete every project that they had a major hand in, like, you would not have desktop Linux. My teacher didn't allow me to to write my assignment in Rust. Yeah, you shouldn't be using Rust in your C class. Check that. Number of it. Four tests are known to fail. Are 4 tests related to zlib are known to fail? Okay. Let's see. Warning, couldn't find that. Yep. Red Hat has major influence on GNOME and, of course, GTK Toolkit. Yeah. Also that. Wait, does Linus use Fedora? Oh. So, number of expected passes. Number of unsupported tests. Okay. Check not remade because of errors. What are those related to? Doesn't say what they're related to. My old PC is struggling to run KDE. Just you TTY. TTY is where it's at, my man. TTY. The only reason... Oh, jeez Christ. The only reason people hate Rust is because Rust people seem to have issues. It's because people won't shut up about Rust. That's why. Remove the useless static libraries. So software engineer salary is looking pretty big out there. How long do you guys think it'll take me to realize they either want to or don't want to software engineer anymore? Do software engineers even like being software engineers, or is the pay the only thing that makes jobs feel worth it? Just curious to know at least. I decided to quit being a software engineer before I started and become a YouTuber, so like... maybe that says a lot. Installed programs. Add a line to AR, AS, C++ field, DWP, ELF edit, gprof, LD, LDBFD, LD gold, NM, obj-copy, obdump, ranlib, read elf, size, strings, and strip. Have you used an NVIDIA card with Linux? On my laptop, yes. If you have, did you encounter any problems? I wasn't doing anything too crazy with it. Have you seen the Rust stickers with pronouns? I have not, but that... Yep. We'll just move on from that. Never mind, it seems you running Chroot. What is that in reference to? I presume there's a previous comment that's in reference to that I must have missed. Oh, yeah, no, I'm Chrooted right now. Yeah, I'm not doing that just yet. Yeah, we're a bit away from that. If I was that far ahead, I'd be golden. Okay, so oh god, there's a lot of stuff in here. People need to boycott GNOME, and app devs need to drop support for GNOME. Go support the new Pop! OS or the new System 76 Rust EU. I have okay, so most of my friends from uni, you know, they're doing their thing. They're living their lives as software engineers. They all seem happy with it. I think it takes a certain kind of person to want to sit there and program and like be in a programming mindset for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. If you don't like programming a lot, you'll probably hate going into industry. That's what I'll say. Because it's not like I haven't done software engineering jobs before. I did do one for like 6 months. And I enjoyed it. Like, I would enjoy doing dev work. It's just I'm enjoying this right now. AR creates and modifies extracts from archives. Yeah, for me, I like programming, but as a hobby. Yeah, I think a lot of people are like that. And that's fair. Because I would not want to force someone to program for that much. Like, that would be horrible if you hated it. Check Stream Chat and Discord for Rust pronoun stickers. Let's have a look. Yep, that is exactly what you said it was. Well, I don't understand the sticker thing. Why do people put stickers all over their laptops? Like, what? Can someone explain this to me? Like, I have every so often I have companies that send me shit. They'll be like, "Hey, do you want some stickers?" I'm like, "No, I don't want your stupid stickers. Like, they're good for starting fires. That's about it. I want nothing else to do with them." What show do you use normally? I use ZSH. I use ZSH for my user shell, and then Dash for my login shell. DWP, the dwarf packaging utility. A linker that combines a number of object and archive files into a single file. A cut-down version of LD that only supports the ELF object file format. Hard link to LD. I have no idea where to even begin with programming anything. Any good starting point you can recommend. I recommend looking up Get Started with Python or How to Learn Python. Python in 10 easy steps. Find yourself a Python tutorial. Python is a great way to start. I have no stickers on my laptop, just black tape. Alright, for a second I thought you said the black tape was on the back. I'm like, why is there black tape on the back? No, but you're saying you're covering your webcam. Right. That makes sense. Chat room's always delayed. C is a very good starting point. It's a starting point. To be honest, like, any language is a good starting point. As long as you find good resources, any language is good enough. Any modern language is a good way to start. And pretty much any modern, like, any popular language has a lot of really good resources. From now on, everything would be right, and don't do that. Hi, frog-ish. That's a lot of letters in your name. For some reason, learnt Java. I started with Java. I hate it. It's an awful language. First, you need to learn how CPU works. You could, but, like, I think that's starting a bit low. Am I the only one who started that with Ruby? Yeah, how's that skill going for you? How are the Ruby jobs in your area? Ranlib generates an index of the contents of an archive and stores it in the archive. The index lists all of the symbols defined by archive members that are relocatable object files. Read elf, Ruby is S tier, fight me. It probably is, but no one uses it. There are no Ruby jobs in my area. I don't think there's a single Ruby job. There are more. Okay, here's the funny thing. Last time I checked, there were more COBOL jobs than Ruby jobs. Like, that's how popular Ruby is in Australia. Size lists the section size and total size for the given object files. Strings outputs for each given file. The sequences of printable characters that are of at least the specified length defaulting to 4 for object files. It prints by default only the strings from the initializing and loading sections, while other types of files it scans the entire file. Ruby soon has a JIT. Ruby might be relevant again in 5 years. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Hold out hope for that one. I started learning Java in middle school, no wonder I'm mentally deranged. Brodie, I'm just a high school student, Keck W. You're a high school student right now and you learnt Ruby. Why did you learn, wait, sorry. Back up a second, okay? You're a high school student in 2021 and you learnt Ruby. Why? Why did you do that? I hope it was for class. Like, I hope it was for your class and not because you actively went out of your way to choose that. Like, not to say it's a bad language, but, like, it's not exactly a very in-demand language. Came down to make popcorn, what did I lose? Are you actually making popcorn for this stream? Can I have some popcorn? I want some popcorn. Strip. Discard symbols from object files. We've got all of those. Okay, let's go cd // rm-rf bin utilales GMP. Because I didn't want to start out with Python. Right, but Python's the one that'll get you a job. Learn Lisp. Want to have fun, learn 68k assembly. I'm a high school student, I learnt Java alone. Man, okay, Java, it's an awful language, but Java is always going to get you work. Because there are so many corporations that everything they do is Java. It's either Java or C#. If you just want to have a job forever, learn one of those two languages. Because those systems are never going to stop being Java or C# systems, because they never want to pay to have them rewritten, but they want to have them maintained forever. That's why we have 60-year-old COBOL mainframes that are still in operation. Because it's much cheaper to maintain it for 60 years than rewrite it. Except after like 20 years, the price, you know, it doesn't work out in their favor, but like that's a problem for 20 years from now. That's not a now problem. Everything JavaScript. Man, JavaScript is... Look, no matter what you do on the web, everything just returns back to JavaScript. If you're building for 32-bit x86, we are not doing that. But you have a CPU which is capable of running 64-bit code, and you've specified C flags in the environment. The configure script will attempt to configure for 64 bits and fail. We don't worry about that. Learn COBOL because the boomers who know it might go rip. There's no might, they are going rip. And the code's still gonna be there. Because Java language for 3 billion devices. Yeah, Java loves to tell you that when you run the installer. Learn Holy C. C is a really easy language. It has so much good resources. I hate Python. It's a very bad language for development from scratch. Only use for it is Stole library and use it like shell script. I think you're missing out the entire industry that relies on Python. Python is an incredibly popular language. No, Rojo, you're bad. Funny thing about COBOL is it was designed for business people to write. And now none of them know it. And they're stuck trying to hire the 70-year-old retiree who's like the only guy in their entire city who knows COBOL. The default settings of GMP produce libraries optimized for the host processor. If libraries suitable for processors less capable than the host CPU are designed, generic libraries can be created by running the following. We don't need to do that. Python is written in C. Left for 2 hours doesn't look like much has changed. Hey. You're on okay, so in about 2 hours we've done, where do we start? About this. This is what we've done. We have all of this left to do. Oh my god, this... man, I should be working quicker. Okay, so enable CX. This parameter enables C++ support. Doctor/user/share/doc/GMP 6.2.1. This variable specifies the correct place for the documentation. Yeah, and you guys were the ones who told me to do this series. I'm happy to do it because it means I have content for the next, like, 3 months. But, like, it's a massive waste of time. The test suite for GMP in this section is considered critical. Do not skip it under any circumstances. I wasn't going to. I'll give you props. You're braver than me. Where you want the wheelbarrow. Is the wheelbarrow for my dead body? Preferably as close to me as possible. A lot of COBOL jobs these days are porting COBOL to newer languages. That's true. Actually, how long is this going to take to compile? When we get to something that takes a while to compile, I'm going to look at some COBOL jobs. We're going to look at some dev jobs in Australia. Because I want something that's going to keep us sane for a bit. Actually, I'll bring it up over on the second one there. And we can look at some stuff. Dead languages are the secret to immense wealth. Also, dying alone and sad buried under your great-grandfather's parentheses. Make check. JS weird. How stuff works in it is weird. JS is just a jank language. Honestly, I love JavaScript. Not because it's a good language, just because it's easy. Brodie, don't you only know Python and JavaScript? I know more than Python and JavaScript. I just primarily use Python and JavaScript. I also know Java. I know Java and C#. If GNOME had global menu, I would use it. Is it bad that I'm in the 4th year of uni thinking that a basic minimum wage job would probably make me happier? I'm not going to tell you to drop out of uni. But what I'm going to tell you is just because you went through the education doesn't mean you have to use it. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide how you want to go through your life. But just because you went through the education doesn't mean that that's the path you have to go. Hello, I just came to the stream. Welcome. You missed nothing. You missed absolutely nothing. COBOL. Holy shit. Okay. I've just had a look at some stuff on my other screen. There's some crazy COBOL jobs. The code in GMP is highly optimized for the processor where it is built. Occasionally, the code that detects the processor misidentifies the system capabilities, and there'll be errors in the tests or other applications when using the GMP libraries with the message illegal instruction. In this case, GMP should be reconfigured with the option we are good here. It did compile, yes. Ensure that all 197 tests in the suite passed. Okay. They shouldn't fail. I can't see any reason why they would. Yep. We're good. Coding in TypeScript gives me less headache than what JavaScript does. TypeScript is JavaScript with some sanity built into it. I like having a normal 9 to 5 and not worry about crunch time. I'm sure that's great, yeah. I totally get the whole 9 to 5 thing. I get it. I don't think it's for everyone, but I get it. And I think it's okay that it's not for everyone. I think if you want to like start your own business, you want to do contract work, you want to do anything like that, that's great. Like, I don't think you need to just jump into a 9 to 5. I don't think that just because that's the way that people are pushing you, that's what you have to do. I think you need to get a job. And I think you need to do something with your life. But I don't think that you have to jump into a 9 to 5. But if you want to do that, go ahead. Be my guest. That one? Thank you for the $20. The FE doc? The Fed doc? I'm going to call you the Fed doc because that sounds funnier. Little something for all the good stuff I've seen on your channel. Been very informative and entertaining from a fellow countryman up in Queensland. And the wheelbarrow was more for your balls for actually taking up this daft challenge. Enjoy. That joke makes a lot of sense now. That joke makes way more sense. Also, yeah, Queensland's great. I do love Queensland. I do want to go back at some point. Like, I grew up in Queensland. I moved out when I was like... I started primary school in Queensland. I moved out when I was about 10. Yeah, I think we came back to SA when I was 10. But it's a great state. I was living in the middle of nowhere in Glenwood, about 30 minutes outside of Gympie. And nobody but the Aussies know what Gympie is. Best job is when you work out, when you work for yourself, that way you can go tell people to F off. Exactly. Yeah, if you can come back to Queensland, let me know and I'll buy you a beer. I appreciate that. I will let you know, when you can, wait, can I travel? I don't know. Can I travel to Queensland? I have no idea what the travel restrictions in Australia are like right now. Why is there a CS degree when you pretty much learn it, pretty much self-learn it? Do you want to know why? I can tell you exactly why. It's because corporations love documents. That's exactly why. Go back to sleep. It's 10 p.m. What? It's 10 p.m. Wait. I just forgot what command we ran. But wait. Because that doesn't line up with what's in my history. Make HTML. Oh, shit. Okay, we're here. I scrolled down too far. Okay, we need to make check. Right. Okay, no, I'm dumb. The commands weren't lining up with what was on my screen. Make check. Your time zone is broken at 6:42 a.m. Yeah, man, I know. You're not going to question my half-hour time zone? That thing in the thumbnail is the Arch user's final form, exactly. That is actually my true form. Right now, what you're seeing is just, this is just a VTuber model. I'm actually a VTuber, if you couldn't tell. This is what happens if you pay $1 million for a VTuber model. Why are people talking about things they have not done? Salam. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't say that because I have no idea what that means. Translate. That did not translate properly. Why do we hear boss music? You know, the fact that no one comments on the music is actually kind of good. Because I've had this loop going for 2.5 hours. This has been the exact same song going for 2.5 hours. And no one's commented on it. Which is a good thing. It means it's a good BGM. Have you heard about Vignette? I have no idea what Vignette is. It's, peace be upon you in Arabic. Ah, that makes sense, because Google Translate thought it was in Malay, and was like, hello, alaikum. It's like, I don't think that's what you're trying to say. Holy See, Brainfuck, and Wolfram language. Actually, Wolfram language is kind of useful. I said it before, I kind of want to get custom BGM made. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. There are some really talented people on Fiverr. That's what I'll say. There are some very talented people on Fiverr. Very talented people on Fiverr who do not know how much their work is actually worth. Like, who makes some really good stuff. I thought it was music from the party. Beautiful. Vignette is a FOSS VTuber app currently in development. Oh, I didn't know about that one. XF. NPC. CD into NPC. Oh, CD into NPC. There we go. NPC. C will stand out in your resume if the job's a C job. If it's not, they won't give a shit. Like, that's just as useful as going to, like, I don't know, trying to get a minimum wage waiter job and saying you've worked in a factory before. Like, yeah, you have experience doing a job, but, like, that's not the same thing. Most engineers, if you're like a real engineer, you probably should know C. If you're a software engineer, then you don't need to. Oh god. Come back, chat. There we go, we're good. In the math department here, we use Mathematica instead of Wolfram. You're trying to hear me using LFS inside of VM. No, this is... The NPC package contains a library for arithmetic of complex numbers. Apparently, that's also a thing. Did you have to go to university? Just a general question. I didn't. Well, I'm a YouTuber, so like, no, I didn't have to go. I chose to go. Because at the time, that was the only... Like, the reason I went to uni is because I had nothing else going on in my life. Like, I didn't know what else I was going to do after I left high school. I literally, like, my goal was I go to uni and think about it in 4 years from now. Like, I knew I wanted to do something with computers. My only idea at that time was programming. Or I sit on Centrelink and I do absolutely nothing. You know, there's NPC that's the music player and NPC that's also the math library. I don't know why the NPC music player is called that. Uni is not worth it. Depends on how your country handles it. If you're in Australia, like, if you work a minimum wage job, you really don't ever have to actually pay it back. Big check. Okay. Cool. CD dot RM dash RF NPC. In America, it's not as a debt trap. Yeah, I know. America's got a crazy a loan system. Currently learning SE in uni, totally worth it. Brodie, I'll probably get a job for Java and Python because I know C. Depends if they... Okay, it depends if they're looking to train someone on the job or if they're looking for someone who already has the knowledge they need. No uni equals McDonald's. Man, look, don't work at McDonald's. McDonald's is shit. That was my first job. At least work in a supermarket. Like, supermarkets are a massive step up from fast food. If you can get yourself a minimum wage supermarket job, you're golden. That's the peak of minimum wage jobs where your employer doesn't care about you. Like that's what you need. Because it's very easy and you get air conditioning. That's why it's great. Sure, you might have to deal with customers, but you're also not dealing with fast food. So, like, it's a step up. At least with uni, you can become salaried. You don't need uni to get a salary, and going to uni does not guarantee a salary. Why not work at McDonald's? I mean, that's where I eat the burger anyway. Because you don't hate yourself. Unless you do, in which case, go ahead. The test needs to be run on a file system that supports extended attributes such as ext2, 3, or ext4. Okay, make a check. What job other than sysadmin does an extensive Linux knowledge get you? Network admin. FSF employee. It's more like Linux is a... There's a lot of dev jobs that sort of want you to have some Linux knowledge. Especially now that WSL is a thing. DevOps, yeah. Web administration. Things like that. ATR extends attributes on file system objects. What is a software advocate? Someone who advocates for advocates for software? I have no idea. I've never heard of a software advocate. SQL is more generally applicable. Unless you work at a company that's one of those, like, no SQL companies. Gets the extended attributes of file system objects. Sets the extended attributes. Yeah, well, that's crazy. Who would have thought that? I can go on, but there's so many jobs for experienced Linux users. Yeah, I think you need... It's not the Linux knowledge by itself that's going to get you the job. It's... Linux is a good secondary skill to have. So it's like, you're a developer and you know Linux. You are... Actually, no, developer's probably the best one I can think of. If you're a developer and you know Linux, that opens up extra doors that wouldn't have been opened before. But it's not the Linux in most cases that's going to be what gets you the job. Or you're a you have security knowledge and you know Linux. You have networking knowledge and you know Linux. Become a Roblox developer. Didn't we establish last week that was Lua? I feel like someone said it was Lua. For like Roblox custom levels. ACL? Yeah, man, this is so exciting. We've been doing the exact same thing for the past couple of hours. Oh, Lua U. Well, okay. I know it was Lua something. Funny how every job uses Windows for programming when working on Linux servers. As a DevOps engineer, Linux mastery is like the #1 requirement. I'm sure there's jobs where like Linux is the primary focus, but like in most cases, if you're looking for a job involving Linux, like the Linux part isn't going to be like in the job heading, for example. That's what I mean. Like it's gonna be in the like the job requirements list, but it's not gonna be like, hey, this is a Linux X, this is a Linux Y, things like that. Become a Facebook game developer. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Just absolutely love yourself. I'm asking this on YouTube anyway. My cousin is selected in Google. I'm mixed feelings, send help. Become the next Terry Davis. Become the next Terry Crews. The ACL needs to be run on a file system that supports access controls after core user has been built with the ACL libraries. If desired, return to this package and run make check after core user has been built later. Make install. Okay, that's done. Next up. At least we're going through a lot of quick ones now. This is definitely improving the progress we're making. Tardish XF, libcap. There we go. Brodie, check out suggestion on Discord after the stream. I'm posting an interesting topic for a video. Hope you'll like it. I'll check it now. Oh, it's about self-taught computer science. Ah, okay. I don't know whether there would be a video idea there, but I'll have a look at it. I had an interview with a Mac company. I had to learn to program awk in an hour. Why did the Mac company need you to use awk? Mindless copy pasting for life. No, I would be going quicker, but I'm reading the descriptions. Why great guys are having mental problems. The YouTube video ranking. Lib equals lib. That's true. Libs are libs. This parameter sets the library directory to userlib rather than userlib64 on x64. It has no effect. Wait, it has no effect on x86. Make test. And then we do the make prefix install. Honestly, I don't know why people request LFS. This is a waste of time, to be honest. Because they're insane. And they want to drive me insane as well. A shell wrapper to explore and constrain capability support examines file capabilities, displays capabilities in the queried processes, and sets files capabilities. Why having a very high IQ means you'll probably have a rotten life. He's a super genius who studies super geniuses as a topic. Huh. LFS is free content, exactly. This is true. It is. Look, this is just pure content. Pure, unadulterated content. I don't have to think about anything for months. This is why LFS is great. Cracklib. The shadow package contains programs for handling passwords in a secure way. Google banned me from using Collab because I scanned 10 billion IPs. Oh my lord. You still not fixed Pam, by the way. Nope. Nope. I refuse. We are doing this logged in as root. Because I refuse. In case anyone missed out on the last stream, we broke our access management, and now I'm just ignoring it. Because it's not affecting LFS, it's just my host system. If you want a functional desktop Linux system, just install Arch or Fedora, to be honest. I wouldn't call Arch a functional desktop system. It can be functional, but, like, it takes a lot of effort. If you'd like... Oh, that's a bit later on. Disable the installation of the group's program and its man pages, as Core Utils has a better version. Also prevent the installation of manual pages that were already installed in 8.3 man pages. I don't even remember doing that. That was so long ago. I refuse. God damn it. My inner neckbeard is a fan of Fedora. As it should be. Instead of using the default crypt method, use the more secure SHA-512 method of password encryption, which also allows passwords longer than 8 characters. It is also necessary to change the obsolete var spool mail location for user mailboxes that Shadow uses by default to var mail, location currently used. Used currently. And get rid of bin and sbin from paths since they are simply symlinks to their counterpart in user. I think these sections on compiling code aren't great for teaching you stuff, but there's really interesting stuff like in between there, like the bootloader section later, and the stuff about cross-compiling earlier was really good. It's just chapter 8 is nothing. It's just this over and over again. But Carly has a cool name and edgy background. It does have an edgy background, that's true. It's also not, like, the devs have literally said, do not run this as a desktop system. And people are like, no. If you choose to build Shadow with crack lib support. Actually, that's with that one. It's not explaining what... I guess I want you to go to the cracklib page to see what cracklib is. For a simple programming error by modifying a file... Wait. Fix a simple programming error by modifying a file. Okay, cool. We'll modify that file. Is LFS like the final boss of Linux? Yes. Kali Linux is a meme. It's a meme for the people who use it who aren't, pen testers. If you're a pen tester, it's probably a great distro. But, like, most people who use Kali are not pen testers. They're just people who think they're being cool on Reddit. If you want to feel like a elite gamer, there's always Garuda. 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 Touch user bin password. Yo, we made our password file. The file user bin password needs to exist because the location is hard-coded in some programs, and the default location, if it does not exist, is not right. With group name max length equals 32, the maximum username is 32 characters. Make the maximum group name the same. Make. Oh god, we actually need to do some, like, configuration stuff. So yeah, this is the first package where it's something like real, like, something that all of you guys have used. This is for messing around with, like, groups and stuff. Messing around with accounts, things like that. I use Black Arch for pen testing. Well, yeah, there are other things you can use. How can I be 23 seconds behind and have a read ahead of 25 seconds? I don't know about that, Chief. Touch grass, exactly. Wait, why are you touching the grass directory? That's wrong. Why don't you just make a script to build LFS? Because that doesn't give me 30 hours of content. There are scripts you can do that with, but that's, like, the whole point of LFS is to go through the process and waste your entire life, to learn some stuff. Make dir grass. LS grass. This package contains utilities to add, modify, and delete users and groups, set and change their passwords, and perform other administrative tasks. For a full, once again, you don't touch a directory. For a full explanation of what password shadowing means, see the doc how-to file within the unpacked source tree. If using shadow support, keep in mind that programs which need to verify passwords, display managers, FTP programs, POP3 daemons, etc. must be shadow compliant. And that is, they need to be able to work with shadowed passwords. To enable shadowed passwords, run pwconf. Okay. To enable shadowed password groups, run grpconf. Groupconf. Yeah, but have you learned anything yet? I learned some stuff about cross-compiling, and I learned some stuff Mainly cross-compiling. That was the main thing. Also, I have ingrained in my head how to open up tar XZs. Yeah. I have ingrained in my head how to fucking open these files. So many times I've run that command. Touch air. Brodie Linux. True. Shadow stock configuration for the user add utility has a few caveats that need some explanation. First, the default action for the user add utility is to create the user and a group of the same name as the user. Make sandwich. By default, the user ID, UID, and group ID, GID numbers will begin with 1000. This means if you don't pass parameters to user add, each user will be a member of a unique group on the system. If this behavior is undesirable, you need to pass the G parameter to the user add. The default parameters are stored in etc default user add. You may need to modify 2 parameters in this file to suit your particular needs. Make love. Well, you could have a love option in make. That will work. Okay, so group 1000. This parameter sets the beginning of the group numbers used in the etc group file. You can modify it to anything you desire. Note that user add will never reuse a UID or GID. If the number identified in this parameter is used, it will be the next available number after this. Also note that if you don't have a group 1000 on your system, the first time you use user add without the G parameter, you'll get a message displayed on the terminal that says user add unknown GID 1000. You may disregard message and group number 1000 will be used. What is this chat becoming? What is going on here? Yo, look at this. We're setting a root password. That's progress. That's progress right there. We can't boot into this system because we have no bootloader, but we're setting a root password. Create mail spool equals yes. This parameter causes user add to create a mailbox for the newly created user. User add will make the group ownership of this file to be mail group with 0660 permissions. If you would prefer that these mailbox files are not created by user add, issue the following command: rm war and make love. What if it's a directory with directories inside of it? That's not going to remove it. Almost the finish line. No, we're nowhere near the finish line. Okay, I'm going to set a very complex password that I don't use on all of my VMs at all. Definitely not. Definitely didn't use the same password I use on every VM. Finally just now got bored. I'm going to play video games. Only now you're bored. I love the Brave browser 112233. No, it's password. Use to change the maximum number of days between obligatory password changes. Oh, I didn't know it was a command. CHFM. Use to change a user's full name and other information. Use to okay. Use to update group passwords in batch mode. Huh, I didn't know you could do that. Checks and enforces current password expiration policy. This is stuff that you wouldn't really use on like a general user system, but it would be very useful on like multi-user systems or web servers or something like that. Fail log is used to examine the number of examine the log of login failures to set a maximum number of failures for an account is blocked or to reset the failure count. We know what gpassword does. We know what all of this stuff does. What is group mems? Allows a user to administer his or her own group membership list without the requirement of super user privileges. Apparently so. I didn't know that. See? We are learning stuff. What about security in LFS? Mate, that's like BLFS stuff. That's a long way away. When I was new to Linux, I unironically used root for the root password and password for the user password. Jesus. Leaving as well. See you, Brodie. Hope the series ends soon. It's fucking boring. It's not ending soon. It's not ending anytime soon. We've still got a long way away. Set your root password to monkey. I'll set it to monkey without the Y. Reports the most recent login of all users, or of a given user. Okay. I know what login does. Logout D is a daemon used to enforce restrictions on logon. Don't play my stream. Logon time and ports. Exactly, yes. That would be a good password if you didn't put it in my chat. What's the goal here? A bootable system, a GUI, a usable desktop. Booting. Later on, in BLFS, we do get to do a GUI. Well, yeah, most of my streams, like, nothing happens anyway. It's just me chatting. Like, this is just a like, if I'm not doing this, I'm doing, like, a research stream, and it's literally the same thing, just with different stuff in this section here. My, like, main channel streams are not usually exciting streams. Password used to change the account password. I'll be compiled rather than compiling. Compile me, daddy. Creates or updates the shadow password file from the normal password file. Updates Etsy password from Etsy shadow, and then deletes the latter. Executes a given command while the user GID is set to that given group. Oh, SU comes from this package? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Okay, that's cool. User add. Okay, we know that. We know what all of these do. Edits the Etsy group. Oh, I didn't know there was a group version of via PW. Oh. That's cool. Delete the shadow. That says 164. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna start this, and we're gonna have to end the stream, because that's gonna literally take overnight. I'm gonna have to leave that running overnight, because that's not something we're getting done today. That's about, I think that's 3 hours. I think that'll take, no, it might take more. It might take like 4 or 5 hours, actually. I think GCC is going to take longer to compile than the kernel. I want to check that now. Standard build units. Basically an explanation of how long it will take to compile, but as like a generic thing. Linux. Yes, it's gonna take, literally will take longer to compile than the kernel will. Man, GCC is very, very lightweight, as we can see. I'm gonna start doing it, but I'm not gonna do it on the stream. I guess we can go look at those dev jobs I was talking about before, because I do want to get some water anyway, so like I'll do that as well. tar-xf GCC. Thinking of installing TCC instead? I have no idea what TCC is. Is that a lighter weight version of a C compiler? Yo, just got here. Anything interesting happen? No. We've been doing this for the past 3 hours. At first, fix an issue breaking libasan, building this package with glibc 2.34. Okay. If building on x86-64, change the default directory name for 64-bit libraries. We are doing that, like most people will be. Okay. GCC documentation recommends building GCC in a dedicated build directory. What is Linux hardened? Should I use it? Linux hardened is basically the Linux kernel with patches applied to it that make it more secure. But by making it more secure, it's going to break a lot of features you might expect to be working. When will you start building your own DE? A window manager plus programs is technically a DE, so I've already done it on my main system. Have you made a video on the basics of LFS? There are channels that do LFS stuff way better than I do. When I talk about LFS on my channel, I sort of want to talk about it as a user experience thing. If you actually want LFS stuff, go watch the good LFS channels. Like there are some people out there who are very dedicated to this. Note that for other programming languages, there are some prerequisites that are not yet available. See the BLFS book GCC for instructions on how to build all of GCC supported languages. LD equals LD. This parameter makes the configure script use LD installed by bin utils built earlier in this chapter rather than the cross-built version which would otherwise be used. With system's lib, this switch tells GCC to link to the system installed on zlib library rather than its own internal library. Okay, let's make this. I'm going to get some more water, and then we're going to look at programming jobs. So enjoy this just going for, like, literally the next 4 hours, but I'll be back in, like, 2 minutes. What are you doing, Chase? Mia. Hello. GCC uses non-standard C macros, which requires GCC to compile. Why are we still here? I don't know. Why are we still here? Why are we still here? Is it just to suffer? You're here for the cat. That's why you're here. Nope. Hi. Hello, buddy. What do you want? You good there? No, hello. Aww. Aww, what do you want? You're here for the cat, that's why you're here. Wanna say hi to the people on stream? Nope, you just wanna headbutt me. I'm here because I like watching compiler go compile. Compiler go brrrr. Brodie, do ASMR. Give you cat ASMR. Hey cat, you want to say something? There you go. Cat head scratching ASMR. You don't even care that I'm doing that, do you? Just like, that's cool. Right, I was gonna show you dev jobs. Let's become COBOL developers. Okay. I actually probably should put this over on... Ow. Can you get your claw out of my skin? Okay, so 5 days ago... It's a very good mic. Can't even hear the scratching. Oh, well, it's got the pop filter on it. So let's see. How much is this gonna... what else should I use to protect my OS and network? A pie hole. Brodie, what do you think of Google's Dart? I've never used it. I don't know anything about it. So let's see. 6 month... This is a 6-month COBOL project. You must have skills in microfocus, AWS, and mainframes. Okay. Nice to have skills. Shell scripting. Hey, guys. This is a job for you. Python Control M. Do we have a salary here? It's not telling us a salary. Minimum 5 years of experience in Linux infrastructure. Yeah, AWS and COBOL in the same sentence. I know, right? Yeah, this cat loves to, like... I don't know if you can see it. I'll make it bigger. Like, look, what is this? Like, what are you doing? Can you not? You good there? Ow. Ow. That hurts. No, do not eat my headphones. Yes. Ow. Thank you. Stop. No, no, no. Do not eat those. No. What else do we have? COBOL developers for people. Do you want to work for a bank? No, stop biting those. 5 years proven experience as a COBOL developer on an MIB mainframe. Demonstrate experience in Delta MQCIS, DB2, and VSAM. Why did none of these jobs tell me a salary? What you're referring to as cat is, in fact, GNU Cat, or as I've recently taken to calling it, GNU Plus Cat. Okay, here's a salary. I'd rather work fast food than COBOL. That's fair. 120,000, right? But like $120,000 to $140,000 full time. Flexible work culture. I presume it's, considering it's in Melbourne, it's remote work as well. It says modern offices, but you're in Melbourne. I have no idea what MIB is. IMB, whatever. Can you even keep a GNU as a pet? It might kill you. I miss my 17 years cat. Jeez, that's an old cat. That's honestly impressive, to be honest. My family cat, I think she is 16 or so this year. But she was a stray cat, so we have no idea how old she actually is. It's just we know how long we've had her for. Let's see. 100 to 149. 120k, it's a lot of fast food. If you guys want to look at any specific languages, let me know and we'll look something up. Stop trying to eat those. Lots of mainframe. Always lots of mainframe stuff. That's all you're going to be doing. Well, cat is bigger than me. You must be very... Are you literally a fetus? My cat just sneezed in the other room. Juniors... Wait, I'm sorry. Hold up a second. A junior COBOL dev. No, this can't actually... Wait. Wait, they want a junior dev. They want a junior dev with 3 years experience in COBOL. Are you guys high? What? Yeah, that's not a thing that exists. There are no junior COBOL devs. There is not a single developer in the world who wants to work a junior position with COBOL. Like, it's not happening. Ruby? Okay, we'll do Ruby. Get your butt out of my face. 3 years experience as a junior. No, they just want to pay you less. That's all that is. It's not actually a junior position. Algol. We'll look at Algol next. Oh, there's actually there's a lot more Ruby jobs than I last looked. All of it's Ruby on Rails developer. This is almost certainly Rails as well. I don't know if there's any Ruby jobs that are not Rails. Rails, yep. Everything involving Ruby is Rails. Yeah. Rails, 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 Rails. Rails? Yep, there it is. Go. Okay, let's get Go. Go. We might have... No, not go-kart. We'll have to put... What's the category? Science technology? Yeah, science technology. To have a section here for programming? Information computer technology. Here we go. I don't know if these are showing... Go permanent. Whoa! $120,000 to $160,000. Yeah, maybe Golang, actually. That might help. I don't know if they're gonna... Oh, yeah, there we go. Golang. Thank you. What a Wait, what is this salary? $122,282 to $134,407. What a very oddly specific range. What an incredibly oddly specific range that is. Sure, okay. Wait, I've seen pure Ruby jobs in weird industries like doing targeting for drones and weird stuff like that. Wait, what? Remote developer, Golang. These are some pretty... 200k base salary. Man. For a Java Golang dev. Jesus Christ. Also AP. I will do Algol first. No, okay, there's no Algol jobs on, at least on Seek. APL. No, this is looking at... This is This is for a company called APL. Yeah, no, this is there's a... Yeah, there's a trades company called APL. Basic. There's no way there's any basic work. Not a chance. Web... No. No, this actually isn't for basic, is it? Okay, no. Basic is in the description. Okay, I was gonna say. Oh, Visual Basic, of course. There's not gonna be any basic stuff, but Visual Basic you'll find stuff for. Also plumbers, apparently. TI Basic. Are we just gonna look at very, very specific versions of Basic? TI Basic. Yeah, no, that's not there. Assembly. $200k is enough to live for 20 years in my country. Keep in mind that's 200,000 Australian, not American. So it's still a long time, judging by the fact that you said it's 20 years, but it's... Australian dollars are worth less. TypeScript? Okay, let's look at the crazy TypeScript jobs that exist. 842 jobs. Jesus Christ! Anyone want a 200k TypeScript job? No matter if they work at... Wait, what is this? It's a work companion app. Salary in my country is like 200 USD. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. What? What do you want? Web dev pay well. You just have to do web dev. Oh, web dev pays exceptionally. Can you not? Oi! Don't lick my arm. Cats have weird tongues. Stop it. Thank you. I work VB6 every day. If we look up VB6. There we go. VB-Nets, why did VB6, where'd that show up for VB6 then? VB6 isn't even in the description. Maybe it's just showing up for VB. Imagine there was a job for Scratch as a developer on the back end of Scratch. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah, it's showing developing stuff from Scratch. Right, we didn't look at assembly, did we? Oh, no, it's gonna show assembly line stuff. IT. I'm sorry. Wait, is this 80k No, this is not 80k a year for an... Okay, good. I was gonna say, there's not 80k a year for an assembly job. God, that would have been something else. No, it showed up because you're assembling stuff. It's a C job. It's a C job for 60 to 80k a year, which is, that's normal entry-level salary in Australia. ASM? I'll do that. ASM. That's showing even less. Yeah, that's even less. Let's see. Oh, here we found one. They're a transit company. Flash developer. I hope no one's doing that. Experience with... Okay, here we go. Strong embedded systems background. Experience with software development using C, C++, assembly, and shell scripting. Okay. Writing Linux device drivers, libraries, applications, including memory mapped I/O, interrupt handling, and real-time processing. How much do you need to live in Australia to have some context? I make... What do I make? What do I make? You can live comfortably as a single person in Australia on, like, 20k. Like, 20k, like, sure, you could do so much more with more money, but 20k is perfectly comfortable. Like, sure, you have to worry about money and stuff like that, but, like, you're not struggling to pay bills then. Assuming you're sensible. You know, you don't, like, buy the new iPhone every year. Kind of sensible. Can you, like, mate, you're gonna fall off if you do that. You can't keep stretching like that. You gotta move, you're gonna fall. I know how much games cost in AU. No way I could deal with 20k a year. Sure, I didn't say you're gonna be having an amazing life, but, like, 20k a year, you're living fine. Obviously you want more than that, but, like, you're not, like, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna eat today sort of fine. You can live like a king with 20k in Asia, I'm sure. Pascal, ooh, let's see what's available for Pascal. There's 4 of them. Pirate the games. Neko da. Kawaii neko. Hello. Wait, why is that in pounds? Pounds? Yes, that one. Wait. To apply for this program, you need to have experience with object-oriented programming. Languages may include every object-oriented programming language. Okay, sure. Fortran. Actually, Fortran has modern versions, so like that wouldn't surprise me too much. But there's no jobs. The problem with a lot of dev jobs, especially stuff like this, is a lot of them are going to be, you find it within the company. You don't sort of apply from outside. I never paid more than like 5,000 CZK, about 300 Aussie dollars for a phone. Definitely wouldn't be buying any kind of iPhone every year. Yeah, that's about what I pay for my phone as well. I buy a new phone. Not when I break the screen, because I've had phones with broken screens. When basic functions stop working, like, I replaced my old phone because the Bluetooth chip stopped working. It had a cracked screen. I was using it with a cracked screen for about a year and a half, but then the Bluetooth stopped working. I was like, okay, actually, that's kind of annoying. Anyway, Haskell. There's 24 jobs. Data engineer, senior software engineer, wait, let's just look up cryptocurrency. Or blockchain. Let's look up blockchain, see what we can find. 72 blockchain jobs. Blockchain developer, remote work. You will check Kotlin in just a moment. Someone who can develop from zero to complete system. Aha. What are you guys even doing with the blockchain? Just like, I want blockchain. Blockchain cool. Blockchain can jump off a bridge. Technology risk manager. Front end UI. Well, that's something I can do. Seems sis. No, let's replace sus with sis from now on. Actually, no, don't do that, because Twitter's gonna jump on that in a different way. One job for Haskell from Derek Taylor. Most popular Ethereum implementation is a Go implementation. 200K for a blockchain job. Jeez. Who is that weird, wait, who is that weird mustache guy on Australian Money? I don't know. Okay, look, I'm an Australian. Kat, what are you doing? Australian Money. Sus single unit specification. Money, what is that? Yeah, I use a card for everything. I actually have no idea who is on the Australian currency. Australian bills. No, Australian money bills. Brave, why are you so bad? Banknotes of Australia, thank you. Here we go. Those are old ones. We don't use those anymore. Those haven't existed for a very long time. Can you show me the current ones? Why are you showing me ancient ones? Here we go. Yeah, here you go. Here are all the people on the Australian money. Queen Elizabeth II is an Australian currency in plastic. Yes. Oh, yeah. He's on the... Right, the $100. Then it's probably Sir John Monash. It's definitely not... He's definitely not you. You don't look like you have a mustache. Sir John Monash is the answer. Can't you just... Yes, because I carry around $100 notes with me. What are we doing? We are waiting for code to compile. And my VM went to sleep. Wait, no. Wait, what? We're on a different TTY? How do we get to a different TTY? How did that even happen? I don't remember pressing anything to do that. Sure. I'm gonna go for dinner. Have a beautiful day, guys. F Gnome. What was the button to swap TTYs? Plot twist VM blew up and you have to recompile everything. Reboot the virtual machine. I've just swapped TTYs. I don't need to reboot the virtual machine. Control Alt F2. Maybe I shouldn't do that on my host system. Oh, maybe I should not do that on my host system. That's a problem. Now my stream kind of broke. You can't hear... Wait. Or, yeah. Wait, is the stream completely dead? I think stream completely dead. I know what login does. Wait. Wait, you guys can hear me? Okay, it's back? Okay. I can see that everything's lagging. We good? Okay, we're alive. Cool, we're alive. But I'm not... I don't have audio working for some reason. Why is my audio not working? Like, my, like, music audio. Oh, now it's back. Okay. Now I'm dead? Audio's working. You can do it. Just use the input menu on... I know... You shouldn't have to. If we have this open... No, that... Why does that keep doing it on the host? Just on the VM. Like, it should be doing it in the VM. That's very strange. Just do Control F1. I don't know if we've swapped TTYs or if something else has happened here. I'm actually not sure what's happened. No, I've managed to swap it on the VM before. Yeah, I did it full screen and it's still doing it on my host. Huh. Huh. No, the thing, as I said, I've done this on the host before, so I don't know why it's happening now. Add the FN key. Right control? Actually could be. Has the VM frozen? I'm gonna well, it's just sitting there. It's sitting there with a prompt, but it's not doing anything with the prompt. It very well could look... I didn't kill the stream again then. It very well could have crashed already. Because it's not like... It's not blinking. Like, normally that would be blinking. I think the compiler got mad when you're compiling. It's possible. Which, if that's not working, then it's very possible the VM died. You have to start... That's not how that works. I wanted to start from the start. You used root. What is the... N? If it's using all CPU, maybe the VM isn't reacting. How many cores did you give the VM? I've given it 6 cores. It's not doing anything too crazy. I don't need a backup VM. Like, the VM isn't corrupted. That's not how that's not what's done. That's not what has happened there. It seems like it may have crashed. Well, if Xorg just died, then this would be blinking. Yeah, it looks like it's just... it looks like the VM has just crashed. That's the only thing that... The only thing that makes sense to me. It enters sleep mode. Have you ever seen this in a sleep mode? I'm gonna shut down the system. Yeah, shut down signals, not gonna do anything. I'm gonna restart the VM and just see what's happened. If it kernel panicked, it would have dumped something to the screen. Start X. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of happening there. And now we wait for GNOME to take 5 minutes to start, because... I'm going to put it into a position where I can start compiling it again. What's the progress? I mean, where are you now? Assuming that we can actually compile it and it doesn't crash again. Alright, it's on the VM. We're about halfway through chapter 8. Okay, so I'm going to try to compile it off stream. If it doesn't compile, if it just crashes again, I'm going to assume that for whatever reason, it was not meant to be and we can't progress. For whatever reason, the VM's just going to die. Would the log show you anything? It's possible. That's a possibility. Before I go, I'm just gonna get this open, pop that there. Okay. Open up the browser. Just woke up. You woke up at a great time. F. This is basically how I feel about everything that's happened so far. Goodbye 3 months of free content. We don't know that just yet. We do not know that just yet. Don't do that. Why is that a thing? Why does it do this stupid boop, boop? What chapter was it in? Or what page was it in? There's a page in here about when you restart or when you reboot the system, something you need to do. Typography, of course not. The structure, no. Writer and advisories. How to build an LFS system. Next. 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 Okay, no, next. Building LFS in stages. Here we go. Okay. Okay, that is mounted. LFS Season 2. Exactly. I should get more RAM. You'll never have enough RAM. When entering the root, the LFS environment must be set for root. Okay, I'm gonna do this stuff off stream. Also check your disk space. It wouldn't crash because of that. That's not gonna happen. How's LFS going? We'll see. We'll see if it's just not gonna work. It very well may have died for some, we may just have issues with getting it built from now on. I'm not too sure. As I said, I'll get it set up off stream. And if it's not gonna work if it's not gonna work for next time, then we'll just do something else. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. So, this has been LFS, as always, so much fun, as always. Yay, let's have so much fun. I am going to try to get this fixed up. It's not too long. It's just a couple of things I have to do. And, yeah. Shift to Vert Manager. No, I'm not shifting to Vert Manager. That will not help. I have a script. We're not going to use a script to do this. If it's not going to be done manually, then I'm not going to do it. Cat was MVP. That's true. Cat was MVP. Anyway, I'm gonna play the outro. Enjoy the rest of your night, or day, or whatever time it is, and I'm out. And I have hotkeys for this, but I just always forgot what they are. So yeah, here we go. I'll click it. The goddamn bloop.